In Cabin John Regional Park, we play host to Game 2 of the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League Championship. What a matchup as Onley looks to survive back against the wall against the Big Train of Bethesda. I'm Carson Cash, joined here with Zach Lewis on the Big Train TV network. We've got a very interesting matchup here as Onley trying to get their first chip at the Big Train, looking for number 13, Zach.
Absolutely. This is a Big Train team that knows what championships are like. They've been here before. So Coach Sal he's looking for a second four-peat in 10 years here. Only Cropdusters have never had a championship in their territory, never finished the season number one like they have in this regular season. They want this. They're hungry for it. They lost last night to a walk-off in the 10th inning by the Big Train.
A winning run delivered by Will Hack, a decade of dominance, is the story of tonight. Can he make it a full 10 years? Cal Ripken Senior League players have never seen a coach like Sal Colangelo, looking for win 664, championship 13, his 8th in the last 9 seasons, in the last decade as well, in total of years. Tonight, we will see the Big Train line up against a lineup for Only of Patrick Gosden, Cade Walter, Dylan Melton, Ryan Booma, Kate Ahern, Andrew Duncan, David Hernandez, Giuseppe Salvatore, and Brian Scott, similar to yesterday's, as Behrman will not play due to injury. But this side of defensively for Bethesda will be very interesting to see. It's a very good lineup tonight.
It is. It's probably the strongest defensive lineup from the Big Train as Malvazio moves from the DH spot to right field. Join him in center of the field is Will Hack. In left is Foscolo. The infield is Gonzalez, right, Panette, and Coleman at shortstop. The DH, Johnson tonight. Gramercy, the catcher, and our starting pitcher is Charlie Hoagland.
Hoagland will make a start after a great opener against the Senators to try and shut down the Cropdusters and land them permanently in the 2026 season. We'll be right back. Take a brief break for the national anthem, and then we'll have baseball, Game 2. Big Train, 1 win, and it is over here on the Cal Ripken Senior League. Suddenly, Charlie Hoagland on the mound. Some midseason struggles at the start of the year for the Sidewinder, but he has been perfect almost in that 6th inning start last time. Lovely playoff arm and gives Bethesda their best chance at shutting it down tonight.
Did so well against the Senators, as you mentioned. 6 innings pitched there. Gave up 6 hits, but 0 earned runs, only 1 walk and 3 strikeout there. So, as you mentioned, has found his rhythm a lot more in the bottom half of this season.
Hoagland will go against that top of the lineup, Patrick Gosden. So Gosden in these playoffs has had a pretty interesting so far through, as he's got an 1,000 OPS versus Only, but has not able to show it last night as the Westchester Demon Deacon will have a interesting go against the likes of Hoagland. That inside pitch has been very difficult for Hoagland to hit, but when you saw it working against the Senators, against lefties, it's going to be very interesting to see how he can do. Gosden himself not a lefty. It'll be Cade Walter second, who had that 3-home run game on July 29th against Bethesda, and 3 home runs this season against them total, as well as 8 RBIs, but he will be the lefty batter we will see tonight. It'll be the important matchup for Hoagland, but Gosden will try and set the plate for him on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'm Carson Cass, Zach Lewis beside me. Let's get things going here in the top half of the first inning on the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League Championship Game 2. 1-0 lead for Bethesda after a pretty interesting 6-5 game last night. Absolute thriller as Will Hack hit an RBI double down to the final strike in the 10th to get a game-winning RBI. He's been clutch all year, and he was clutch there. As the 0-1 now, Hoagland first pitch strike. Second one misses a little bit outside, that fastball again. That's where it misses to lefties, and had some hit-by-pitch problems this season because of it, but some stellar starts all around. 1-1. Hit on the ground up the middle. Coleman arranging after it, and he won't get there. We'll go over the full defense now for Bethesda, as we already did, but we'll go over the full defense for the Cropdusters later, but the middle part of the infield will be the biggest important part for both sides. Coleman unable to get it last night. We saw Hernandez at shortstop. He's playing third for Onley today, but he had 3 errors potentially, or that could have been ruled errors in that ball game, but 3 hits all listed instead, as it'll be Cade Walter to lead off after the single.
Definitely 2 infields to look at for both teams tonight.
Fielding will be very important, as yesterday it did cost, I would say, the game for Onley. Some extra runs were let up in that 3-inning 5th, and that is kind of what did it for them as they stormed all the way back from down 4. Pitch missed on the inside portion to the lefty. It's a 2-0 count to Walter.
Did do well only to fight back after going down big in that inning. We're able to strike against Kaiser Smith to put the game to extra innings.
2-0 missed high. Hoagland trying to be as forceful as he can on the bump today with contact, but also does not want to give up an easy pitch to Walter. He did have a bad night last night, as he was unable to get much of anything going in that 2-hole spot. He was 0 for 4 the hit by pitch, as that one is just outside. A 4-pitch walk, 2 on early, as Onley has got something brewing early.
Well, Hoagland already seeing a good amount of traffic on his base pads. Not able to come up with an out in either of his first 2 at-bats. Cropdusters are going to be very hungry for this one. It is win or go home for them.
So it's Dylan Melton, the first baseman today. Melton in these playoffs, a .333 average to a .933 OPS. Only 3 at-bats in that previous game, as pulls back the bunt. Strike 1 called. Melton, a .222 average to a tune of .722 on the OPS department. I apologize. Trying to get that sack bunt, move the runners over. Melton a very wide stance. Won't have to swing too much. Corners moving in a little bit. Melton decides to not go for the bunt there. That one just outside from Hoagland. A lot of Cropduster fans tonight. It is a sellout here at Povich. Pretty packed place. Hoagland on the 1-1 with danger close. Outside again, and that slider not placed early. A wind tonight. Bethesda clinches it, only trying to force game 3, and this will be a very good start. Only very rarely in this season lost 2 in a row. They were 2 and 6, against Bethesda. As this one rocked down the line, it will fall barely fair, similar to Hack's double last night as it goes out of play, and it will stop the runner at third. His hands went up before he went to third. I don't think they will score him. They will not. So Walter to return to third, an RBI double, and it is 1-0 only.
Cropdusters open the scoring in the first frame, just like Bethesda last night, courtesy of Zach Malvazio. Do it there with a RBI double, as you mentioned. Does get out of play there on the warning track area by the Big Train bullpen. Hoagland not able to find any solution so far.
Our score is 1-0 as Walter is returned to third. So, pretty big spot here as they get one plated across. Nobody out yet as Booma has the plate. Missed inside, and he hit him. Got some portion of the jersey, and Hoagland walks another one, and the bases are loaded with nobody gone, and already a run scored for Onley. I mean, if I'm Bethesda here, I want to go out and talk to my pitcher right now. Bases loaded, 1-0. First pitch in there from Hoagland as it's the likes of Kate Ahern. Last night, a 2 RBI double was his first RBIs of this series. Pretty crucial as that one brought them to 5-3, and then they kept storming back, barnstorming, if you will. 1-1. Big miss from the likes of that Cropduster bat. First two-strike count Hoagland has had a batter in today.
And as Cal Ripken League's Jacob Gold mentioned before the game today, we were talking with him, Cropdusters almost never lose 2 in a row, and they, with this season, are going to come out firing on all cylinders.
1-2, outside, slider. Jacob Gold, the host of the Ripken Report. He's in the ballpark tonight. I don't really know where. I saw him pregame right in front of the stands, but I think he has since moved to a sitting position elsewhere. Maybe in the booth. We'll see. 2-2. Bases loaded, nobody gone. Swing and a miss. Crucial strikeout for Hoagland as Ahern reports that slider is not moving unless it is at a certain arm slot. It's very well tuned. That's what's happened against Hoagland is once hitters can determine what a pitch is for him, whether it's a slider or not, it's been more difficult. But we have already seen Hoagland not struggle in those certain situations as well, because the slider is just kind of that good. If it's in the zone, it's going to be tough to swing at, and that one is a concrete mixer left over the plate. One runner will score as Walter's held up. They'll get another across as no throw to the plate. 3-0, an RBI single, 2 of them, for Andrew Duncan.
Duncan there. Cropdusters needing his bat and comes alive early. No solution so far from the defense. That one hit down by Duncan in the perfect spot between the two fielders there, right by the scoreboard. Gets down and brings 2 across.
Feels like a similar start to the one we had here. It's last time we were in this ballpark, Game 3 against the Senators, as that first pitch misses to David Hernandez. Hernandez a double yesterday, 1 for 3. He was the injury replacement for Maryland infielder Sammy Behrman. Left the ball game after a play. Unsure what his injury was overall. 1-0, and that one's in there. Good fastball from Hoagland. Already down 3-0. Bethesda will have a long road, and that bats haven't even touched the field.
The Big Train don't want to be the people who would be on the receiving end of what they did to the Senators in Game 3.
1-1. Bunt attempt, pulled back, way outside as Hoagland continues to struggle to hit the zone. Looks like one warming in the pen now. Activity beginning in Bethesda's bullpen. Maybe tomorrow's starter, Sam's. 2-1. Line down the line and right, foul.
Well, if you wanted to make a sub this early on the mound, you'd have to bring in a guy who can go for a while, mentioning Sam's there. Ketchum can't go as he went last night.
Parker, the man who ended Hoagland's outing, is a interesting name as well, as it looks like it will not be Sam's, considering he, I believe, is walking back to the dugout right now, unless that's Kyle Hopper. It is Kyle Hopper. He could be slated to pitch today. He's got enough rest. 2-2. Won't be yet. Hoagland trying to deal with Hernandez. Outside. Hernandez lays off, and the count is full.
It's a good watch there by Hernandez, who is definitely tempted by it. Chooses not to swing, and it just too far outside to get into the zone.
Full count. Ist inside, and the bases are loaded once again for Onley as it heads to Giuseppe Salvatore, the catcher out of New Mexico State. Played 2 seasons at Northeast Community College with the shortstop of the Big Train today, Kieran Coleman. were both good bats who did not strike out a lot in their seasons with Northeast Mississippi. So Hernandez's walk moves Duncan to second, Boomer to third, and they have Hoagland surrounded again. Outside pitch. Scott on deck. He was poor against the Big Train during the regular season, but 2 hits in the ballgame last night. Salvatore had himself an 0 for 4 contest, as that's a pitch in there.
Salvatore only has 1 hit in these playoffs, but did bring a run in against Metro South County Braves. All they need is contact here to most likely bring a runner in.
The 1-1 grounded softly to the right side. Gonzalez will go home. They get the play at the plate. Gagan's foot very close, Gramisty's foot very close to not touching there. Gagan taken out of the lineup tonight, as Hack has been a bit hot. So they feel more comfortable having him in the center field. Gramisty behind the dish, mainly as well because Malvazio will not designate a hit tonight because he had to pitch yesterday, a stellar outing where he struck 3 out in 2 scoreless innings. As Salvatore will be out number 2. Scott coming up with 2 gone. First pitch just outside. Povich crowd not as potent as the first responder field Cropduster crowd was yesterday.
Yeah, really a raucous atmosphere there in Onley. Lots of young fans, lots of very animated, dedicated people there.
Ground ball left side, collected by Coleman. He goes to second for out number 3. So, Onley's able to plate 3 runs, courtesy of a Dylan Melton double and Andrew Duncan driving in 2. We'll be right back. 3-0 Onley. A good start for a team back against the wall. So it will be the likes of Ross Lindsay on the mound, right-hander out of left-hander, out of Alabama. Redshirt sophomore there last year. 9-5, 9 appearances, 5 starts, a 5.17 ERA. He's recently been turned into a starter, as that one is fouled backwards. A whip of 1.66, similar to when he was a reliever, though he's kind of gotten punished a little bit more for it on this Cropduster side.
Well, I would believe we saw Lindsay in the last game of the regular season as well against Big Train. Pitched pretty well on that one, which stayed a pitcher's duel for a pretty long time until it was broken open.
Lindsay 3 innings against Bethesda this year at that 9 ERA mark. Gave up a run in each of those innings per average. I believe it was 1 3-run inning at the beginning of the year. 1-2. For the left-hander southpaw to TJ Gramesty, who leads off tonight's lineup. 2-1. Outside, Gramesty will be trailed by Brennan Wright, Emilio Gonzalez, Zach Malvazio, Logan Padette, Ryan Foscolo, Kieran Coleman, Cal Johnson, and Will Hack tonight. Interesting to see the all-star Johnson towards the bottom of the lineup as he's struggled as of late. 3-1 count to Gramesty as he tries to kick things off. Leadoff man's aboard. It's a high outside fastball. And a walk for Bethesda's catcher, who does lead this club in walks and leads the league in average in the regular season. Leadoff man in the way you want to see it. It's great behind the dish, leads the league in caught stealing. Had a rough time earlier in the year with the blocks and some errors back behind the plate, but he's since cleaned it up. He earned an all-star moniker as an outfield, and he's played very good outfield. Only, I think, eight-ish games in the regular season that he played out in center. But first pitch inside, it's strike to Brennan Wright.
Mentioned Gramesty playing outfield there. Had a great diving play for a catch in yesterday's game. Has looked really comfortable out there. His arm, a big help for the big train as well defensively.
Wright 2 for 4 last night with 2 RBIs. As ground ball to left side, he leads the league in double plays, and it's a perfect one. Tailor-made. Hems were perfect, and Bethesda gives up 2 outs. Lead base runner is extinguished in Gramesty.
Well, that's the defense that the Cropdusters would have ordered up after their performance with the bats in the top of the first inning. They're all in rhythm there, as double play means that Gonzalez could be the last out of this inning.
Tough to lose a base runner when you're down 3-0. Gonzalez's bat has been big against Onley this season, and here's a well shot up the middle. It is caught. Walter comes in on it, and that'll be it. 3 up, 3 down the unconventional way. Big Train trail 3-0 as Onley back against the wall has got a good first inning down. We head to the top of the second. Welcome back to Bethesda. Shirley Povich Field, as Charlie Hoagland will try and get his night a little bit in the right direction. Playing tugboat as he gave up 3 earned runs in the top of the first inning. We head to the top of the second. Lineup turns over as Patrick Gosden, who led off the game, will lead off the second as well. Gosden in these playoffs, a .333 average to the tune of an .871 OPS. That was his 4th hit. Last time through. One of 3 Cropdusters to score, of course. He also has 4 walks. He's been very good at the leadoff spot. Last night, a bit of a colder night. It's very good against Metro South County in the semifinals. As first pitch in there, you want to see Hoagland get those first pitch strikes in, Zach.
Well, absolutely. But allow him to throw more of what he wants in his 2 through 4 pitches.
Just a little outside, and Hoagland on that breaking ball.
Breaking ball still being a little bit of an issue, finding the zone.
1-1.
Pitch high and away again, and he's just struggling overall on the entire front, kind of hitting the zone anyway. You'd sort of put it. 2-1 count quickly to Patrick Gosden. Missed inside. Gosden playing in this championship series was a late addition for the Cropdusters lineup. Did not start playing, I believe, until middle of June, but not too uncommon for a lot of guys all around the league. 3-1. Pitch delivered from Hoagland, and it's a strike.
Well, I think to that point, I think a lot of players, it's easy to find players who want to play for you if you are winning, and the Cropdusters were doing exactly that from the beginning of the season, have been a very good team in this league.
Full count, fouled backwards. It is a survival swing as he was way behind a fastball there. Victus would bat tonight for likes of Gosden. Played at Westchester, we talked about. They were the D2 World Series runner-up to Tampa. 3-2. Missed inside, and a walk delivered as that one close, but not close enough. It did just miss, and Gosden will be on base a second time in the second inning.
Well, walks will prove costly for both teams. Gramercy gets himself a walk to start off the inning for the big train, not able to do anything there. So leadoff man here on for the second time.
Pitch missed high to Cade Walter, who he walked in 4 pitches last time. So now 5 balls seen by Walter. It's a very rough start as the 1-0. And just outside again, things really not going well for Hoagland. Action continuing as another arm still up. Got loose a little bit earlier, and we will start throwing here in just a moment. 2-0. Already throwing, excuse me. Hoagland's night will be pretty young, it seems. Strike in there unless he seems to find it very suddenly, but he has already thrown quite a bit of pitches as that one it does find the zone.
Walter didn't have quite the night last night as he had in the last game of the regular season.
Sawed off down the line and foul. Hoagland today, pitch count is already 34. Kind of goes into the 70 ranges before he was pulled in the regular season, went into the 80s, I believe, against Southern Maryland on Saturday of last week. 2-2. Popped up. Can of corn on the infield, and Coleman will shift around before getting it. Some small wind, which is a little bit higher up due to the trees. Blows it around, but Coleman's able to adjust for out number 1.
Well, you do mention the wind was a big part of the win yesterday for the big train as the wind kind of picked up and carried a ball over the fence for Zach Malvazu. Hit well, but the wind giving it that extra little boost to get it over and drop over the wall to start scoring there. See if the wind plays too much of a factor in tonight's game. It is windy again today.
The trees in center really do help out the pitchers here because that wind is blowing in from right, which means it's kind of caught by that wall of trees. If it were blowing out, it wouldn't do much of anything there. There is just a forest generally around, so it does really help. The only stadium in the middle of the most open field of all time. 2-0. Wind really picks up in that part of the Cal Ripken Senior League stadiums. 2-0. Pitch just missed. Unsure where that didn't catch the zone, excuse me, but a 3-0 count now as he struggles with Dylan Melton, who already doubled in this ball game, staying away from him, intentionally or not. Pitch missed high, and it is a 4-pitch walk. Action continuing in the bullpen as Lopez looks like he'll go out to talk to Hoagland here. I mean, what do you say? Giving up 3 runs in the first inning, and already has 2 on in the second. What do you say to calm Hoagland down?
Well, you want to still instill trust in him. You picked him for a reason. You trust your guy, but you also know that you need to win this game, and if he's not able to deliver, you have to pull him out. So just remind him who he is and what he can do, and kind of maybe put a little fire under him somehow and trying to bring some animation back to him. Try and find the zone a little more consistently.
At 40 pitches around, about 50 now, You probably tell Hoagland, I think you know you're comfortable going to the bullpen here because you know you've only got 2 games at most, including tonight. The absolute worst case is that you have to use all of your arms up in the championship, which, doesn't sound like too bad of an idea. And I think you tell Hoagland to throw everything he's got here. Don't try and stay in this game longer. Don't try and be a starter anymore. Just deal with the jam. Sidewinder delivers, and it's a fastball in there. A little bit upstairs, but was not upstairs enough to stop Booma. Hit by pitch already, as 2 men are on. 0-1. Swings at one outside, gave him a strike there, and Hoagland has his first 0-2 count of the night.
Mound visit proving helpful for Hoagland so far.
0-2. It's got Booma in a tough spot here. Saws it off backwards as Booma stays alive. Player out of Frostburg State University. He's manned the corner all season for this Cropduster side. Was one of a few All-Stars, as he's out of Brookville, Maryland, was selected and started the Cal Ripken Senior League All-Star game at third. 0-2. Line down the line and right. He gets that fastball, but it's foul.
Hoagland has to be careful of contact as hit well against him the first time through the lineup. Hit 2 singles and a double in that first inning.
0-2. Swing and a miss. He's got Booma on the K. And out number 2 acquired as Cater Hearn will come to the plate after that. Good at bat against Booma. He did not ever give him a pitch that he did not want and gets him swinging.
It's good for Hoagland to get another strikeout underneath his belt. 2 outs now.
Big swing and a miss to a Hearn as he almost checked back to second there with pretty far leadoff from Patrick Gosden. The 0-1 count now. Good pitch, but just missed. I think that may have actually caught the zone, but called the other way. Fouled backwards, a 1-2 count anyway, and he's kind of nowhere near these pitches right now. Gave him that slider. He already swung and missed at the fastball. Could give it to him again, the heater. It's been a tool that Hoagland struggled with against lefties and missing it, but when he's got it in the right spot, it's been great. As he tends to not mix 2 fastballs back to back. It's got a lot of K potential. It moves a little bit. It's got some run on it. The 1-2 from the Sidewinder and just missed outside with a changeup.
Hoagland trying to force batter to swing at a pitch he really shouldn't there. A little far outside for him to be tempted by.
You can get him here. Might have more of a ball game. And caught looking. Froze him as that will be a great jam escaped from Hoagland. 3rd strikeout of the night. 2nd back-to-back as Lopez's mound visit helps him somewhat there. We'll be right back. Big Train bats to lead off Zach Malvazio, one of the best hitters in this league.
They have a couple of coaches out there helping them.
Giuseppe Salvatore. Some mistakes behind the plate. Yes, no mistakes behind the plate yesterday, but he continues the theme of in the warm-ups. He's let a lot of pass balls and a lot of poor throws go, but it's been good in the actual games, which is a pretty interesting thing to note. So, Big Train down 3-0. Zach Malvazio, who his leadoff at-bat last night, he took deep to left, 2-run homer. Also had 2 innings of shutout ball on the mound. This guy can do it all, and the Big Train are hoping he does it all. Tonight, 3-0 lead. He can't bring it all back in one swing. They'll hope they get one.
He certainly does do it all for these Big Train as he sees the first pitch, a ball. As I mentioned, came in, played the DH most of the game, and then pitched. So, an incredible outing. I saw how exhausted he was, but worth it for the win.
1-0 tattooed into left, and the leadoff man is aboard. Zach Malvazio, a base hit to start the second.
It's a great piece of hitting. He looks like he decided early to come out swinging on Lindsay. Contact has been made a couple of times already, and pretty decent one. Gonzalez had contact on Lindsay right away as well. It just kind of hung up near center. So Panett will look to extend a hitting streak as Malvazio gets on.
Pitch missed. It's Lindsay's first appearance of the postseason. Left-hander has not got any opportunities, and the southpaw will be the third start of the playoffs. Typically a 3-man rotation for these teams in these playoffs. 1-0. Hit on the ground, foul by Logan Panett. Panett batting 5th tonight, and he's had a pretty interesting season so far. Lost some time to illness.
Well, he's come back in and has hit really well, but the thing that has stood out to me in Panett's game is he's been so solidly defensively at third base, really shored up that spot as soon as he was back and been really crucial there.
Unfortunately, last night, one of the tougher ones for him, as the 1-1 is hit on the ground to left. It is a base hit, the first of his series. He was 0 for 5 yesterday. 1 for 1. If you can win tonight, it'll erase all doubts. As 2-1, the tying runner to the plate, Ryan Foscolo.
Foscolo has been a bit of an RBI merchant in the last couple of weeks. He's done well in the playoffs. He's had 7 hits and an RBI.
We'll talk very briefly the situation over with Lindsay as he gives up 2 his singles in the first 3 pitches of the bottom of the second. Zach, we talk a lot about the importance of first pitch strikes, but it doesn't really matter if they take them on the ground or in the air to a base hit. Got to find a way to be elusive with those pitches, and you can't just keep giving them fastballs. Foscolo will be expecting that. He loves the heater. Big bat during the regular season. Definitely drove in a lot of runs, all 11 in 1 week of his 23. Also homered, not yesterday, but in Game 3, as this one popped up on the air on the bunt, and it is caught as they run into each other. They blow to the head of Melton, but he is all right. Pop-up not interfered with, and Foscolo's bunt signaled him to go try and move the runners over. Instead, it's an out, and nobody's able to move.
Just gets underneath that one, Foscolo, and creates a bit of a crazy play as you mentioned Cropduster players running into each other. Salvatore taking out Duncan on that one. Both players look like they're all right.
So it's Kieran Coleman. Coleman yesterday was not bad at all. Coleman had himself very good 1 for 3 day with 2 walks, as the 0-1 is in there. Well, 0-0 is in there, 4-0-1, excuse me. Check that. As 3-0, the lead for Onley as Coleman trying to find a way to break it. 1-0 lead for Bethesda. If they win tonight, it's over. 0-1. On the line, down to right side. Melton makes a great play at it. Thinks it's second. Instead, he will hold on to it. Fantastic work from the first baseman and an out. Now it does move the runners up.
Well, it's the kind of situation that you are regretful of the pop out bunt from Foscolo, as you do have runners in second, third, great scoring position, but 2 outs here. Cropdusters can get out of this jam with just 1 more.
Cal Johnson's first at-bat of this series. The All-Star batting 8th tonight. He's cooled down since the middle of July. Can he get hot again? He's had heroics all season. Missed high and away. Tough pitch. Salvatore does a great job to hang on.
Stabs at it with his glove. Salvatore makes sure the ball stays in front of him and the runners safe at second and third.
Duncan, Walter, and Scott the outfield tonight, with the middle being Gosden and Buma. Corners are Hernandez and Melton, who made that great play. Giuseppe Salvatore makes up the battery as the 1-0 in there for a strike. Good pitch on the low portion of the zone. I think just in there. Crowd kind of getting into it at Povich, but not as much as yesterday. Plenty of calls that were made accurately that crowd did not like. He 1-1 now. Some inaccurate they also didn't like. Whoa, far, high and away. Salvatore, you have to give him some serious credit there. That's a run if he misses it. Well, it's so far thrown outside and very hard that you get to a point where sometimes it'll get back to the catcher quick enough if he doesn't put his glove on it at all. The 2-1 now.
Yeah, it might take a big enough bounce off the backstop, or even the netting on that one was really high and away.
Southpaw. Stretch work for the first time tonight. 2-1. Low again, and 3-1 for Johnson, who, while he has not had the hits and extra base hits that he had prior to his July slowdown or cool down, he has walked plenty in that time. Last time he played was, I believe, Game 3, where he had Game 3 of the last series, where he had a single and a sacrifice fly in a 1-for-3 effort. That was his only RBI of the playoffs. 3-1. Missed high, and Johnson's aboard. It'll be bases loaded for last night's hero, Will Hack, the tying run on first. We've seen the situation before.
Hack all the way in the bottom of the lineup. Not due to his prowess, though, as he became the hero last night in Onley. Johnson's patience loads the bases for the big train.
Counts nothing. Hack trying to keep his playoffs hot. Center fielder tonight. Lefty delivers and hit in the air to center. Going to be a tough one. No man's land, but it gets high enough to be caught by the second baseman, Buma. 3 are stranded in the bottom of the second inning as Bethesda cannot convert anything. Still a 3-0 deficit as we head to the third inning.
Listed on Garrett on the concourse with a challenge for a fan.
Hello and welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. It's Game 3 of the championship series for the Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball League. Game 2, Game 3 to be forced if only can hold out this result. Their bats will go in the third, led off by Andrew Duncan, who took a cement mixer into left earlier for a 2 RBI single. Hoagland still on the mound as the Sidewinder southpaw will try and deal a bit more effectively. He's been a well-oiled machine in previous nights. Today a rough one as Duncan deposits that one foul.
We mentioned Duncan's big hit in the first. Big Train tried to respond in this last inning. Got the base runners on they needed, not able to convert with the hits.
0-1 tattooed down the line. Duncan, who's been very cold in recent weeks, nearly had himself extra bases there as that one just a bit foul. An 0-2 count quickly for Duncan, who already 1 for 1 on the day, 2 RBIs. Wants to add on to that somewhat, and that one a little bit low. The train deficit is going to take a lot to get back from, but what it will take is the deficit not getting any larger, as we saw the Senators try and fight back in Game 3 of the semifinal series. They did not have the ability to. Hitting the ground on the left side. It's going to get through. Extra bases for Duncan as he rounds and picked up by Foscolo. Throw in. Very late for a double, or to stop a double, but 2 bases for the leadoff man as his night continues to be hot.
Hoagland still struggling, leaving easy pitches over the zone. See how long he is left in this ball game.
It'll be David Hernandez who walked. Double yesterday. He's 1 for 3 this entire playoff. Thinks about a bunt. He will. Down the right side line. I'll move the runner to third. Hoagland underhand toss to Gonzalez for out number 1, but a very good job as he gives Giuseppe Salvatore an RBI opportunity here with that.
Cropdusters have looked very polished so far in this one. Not trying to beat the Big Train with incredible, huge plays, but instead doing all the right things. Good sacrifice bunt there. In the field, they've been very good and turned the outs that they needed to into outs.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Salvatore. In this series, he has not had too good of a record. 0 for 5. Struck out twice yesterday. Hit on the air into the outfield. Going to be a run for Coleman. He makes a dazzling play at that one. Lost it, couldn't find it. Finally gets there right at the end, and a scary one if you're Charlie Hoagland, but he will watch an out regardless. As 2 with Scott up.
Very good there from Coleman. Kind of an awkward position for him, but he does well to track it over his shoulder, readjust his feet. And now 2 outs. To keep Duncan stranded over there at third.
First pitch to Scott is missed outside. Pretty heavy fastball. Hoagland has not been using as much tonight because it has been hit around. Throws it everything at a kind of a different arm angle. He's got 2 pitches from one slot, 2 pitches from another. 1 fastball and 1 breaking ball from each as that one missed outside. Got to get Scott here. Gosden's been hot at the top of the lineup, and you don't want to give him an opportunity with runners at the corners. Or worse. 2-0, Hoagland. Misses inside, and a 3-0 count. Pick back to third, and Panett's not ready for it. Does get it, but Duncan was very far down the line. Would have got him if Panett had been a little closer. 3-0, Scott definitely not a green light type of guy. We'll see. And back against the wall. Thought about it. Strike 1 called.
Ballpark just trying to get into it again as they go down early. Haven't responded so far with too much noise. Means a lot to the big train. Sold out crowd.
Hit in the air to right. Going to be tough for Malvasio. It'll get down. 4-0. Onley puts another run on the board in the third.
Just drops too short for Malvasio to make a play on it. He just has to flip it into the infield, and a single brings home Duncan Scott with an RBI.
Five to 2 in the hit department, and showing it's 4-0. Timely hitting has been very big for the Onley side tonight, as that pitch is in there to the likes of Patrick Gosden. Scott, no hits the entire season against Bethesda. Tonight, RBI, as he has 3 in this series. 0-1, crushed up the middle to center. Hack ranging back. It goes off the wall. Scoops it off the carom. Throw to second will not be in time. Runner will go home, and Wright is moving way too far and does not really register the runner's going. 5-0 an RBI double for the likes of Gosden, and this lead is 5.
Blown wide open here by Onley. That one just bounced right before the wall. Will Hack a little too far infield to make a play on that one. With 2 outs, 2 straight hits, 2 straight runners scored.
So 5-0 Cropdusters with their back against the wall have really come alive. Hit on the ground to right again. It's a base hit at least. Walter Malvasio throw to home. It's on a line, but it's not the right way. It gets past Gramisty as he trips over a bat. And 7 hits now, 6 runs. Can't imagine Hoagland's night will go much longer.
Well, the Cropdusters figured Hoagland out very quickly. Looked very calm while doing it, not getting into it at all. Just stepped up to the plate and done their job.
Think that will be Hoagland's night? It will. We'll be right back. Looks like Capuano out of the pen. So it's Jordan Capuano out of the pen. 1 inning pitched in this entire playoff. No ERA, no earned runs, no hits given. We will see what he can do. He made good work on Monday's game against the Senators while it was already over. It was still an outing of work that might help him here today. The last 3 outings, all scoreless, Zach.
Well, he's done well, and Capuano, as you mentioned, kind of in the game at the Senators at a point where there was so much of a cushion, it felt like it didn't matter as much. But now, in a game at a point where it will be the flipping point for this game, is it going to be able to stay somewhat within reach for Bethesda, or is it going to go? And Capuano is going to have a lot of say in whether or not that happens.
He'll be the stopper tonight. His role very important. They can hold him here, like you mentioned. He'll have at least a big say in that kind of argument. We've seen Bethesda come back in 2 games, back-to-back actually, during the season against the Aces and the Thunderbolts in 5-run deficits. We saw them go all the way back to tied in a 6-run deficit against the Grays. They actually got to 8 at one point, but they did not win that game. They lost 14-12 after Capuano saw some work in that, I believe. Got the loss on a technicality that game. Confusing. I'm not sure he pitched. I believe it was him or the Youngstown State on the other side arm. 6-0 as 2 men are on for Dylan Melton. He hits a ground ball the right side. Gonzalez collects, throw to first, and that is in time. 1 pitch, Capuano, we'll see more of him later. Due up is the catcher, TJ Gramesty, as the lineup turns over for Bethesda in the bottom of the 3rd. So, Bethesda 6-0, their deficit as Bats try to come alive here in the bottom of the 3rd. They left 3 stranded in the bottom of the 2nd. You think back to that moment, and it's one you'll think back to when it was 3-0. However, all you have is now in the big train trying to win tonight's matchup at Shirley Povich to secure a championship. It'll be tough. Ross Lindsay, stalwart early, so showed some signs of struggle, in that 2nd inning, but Gramesty will lead things off in the 3rd. Had a walk earlier.
It's giving up plenty of base runners. Big Train, all they have to do is start capitalizing on them. Say this one is not out of reach for the Big Train. Their bats get hot, and when they do, they get hot together, and has proved a problem for many teams this season.
Miss low. As Gramesty took that walk in the 1st, no stranger to knowing that he is the table setter. Right-handed catcher today, 1-0. Plays the outfield quite a bit as that one misses again. And Lindsay. Haven't been a hitter's count for a guy who's really found some power as of late. Only 1 double before the break, 4 after, as well as a homer. That was against Onley at the last game of the season. 2-0. Outside again, and Lindsay keeps these control struggles. We may see someone up in the bullpen here, but the Big Train, if they see these issues, they see these struggles, need to be very wary of pitches in the middle of the zone. Only has some stoppers, but if you can get around them, it'll be very helpful. As a 4-pitch walk to the small catcher Gramesty, who has played a big role this season. When I say small, he is 5'8". That's a completely normal height for anything but baseball. A lot of tall players in the sport, just because the ability to gain power out of your legs. You can do it easier if your legs are longer.
It's got a bit of a funny comparison to Aiden Parker, pitcher on the staff.
Would love to see a picture of them standing next to each other. Parker a foot taller. Gramesty goes, he stumbles, adjusts his glove as he runs. That kind of guy. He just knows how quick he is. Poor jump, stumbled, and he made it in time. Despair. Stolen bases. That first pitch misses to Brennan Wright, so 5 straight balls.
An acrobatic stolen base there from Gramesty.
The adjustment of the glove tells me everything I need to know. He's confident, knows what's going on. He's trying to take it off. I think he was trying to take it off before he slid. 1-0. That pitch missing to Brennan Wright. He grounded into a double play last time through. Led the league in the regular season in that category.
Not one you want to lead, and obviously a lot of those coming in just where he is in the lineup a lot of times. Not really entirely his fault.
0-1. Just being a pull side hitter, it tends to happen more. You see less adjustment between the second baseman and first baseman than you do between the third and shortstop. And if you look to the left side of the infield, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It's a lot easier if you were a pull side righty to get a ball through the in. That's not a stolen base by Gramercy. They rule it an error, I believe. 1-2. Hit on the ground to right. Would have been a perfect double play ball, but they can only get one as Brennan Wright nearly beats Melton to the bag. Instead, it's out number one in the top of the third.
Wright's hit does do his job as Gramercy's able to get over to third base there. So does avoid a second double play there. Grounds out, but advances his runner.
So Emilio Gonzalez, who's already had some heroics in this playoff, was 1 for 4 last night, struck out 3 times. As the lefty will deliver to the other lefty. Pitch missing low and struggling to find the zone here. It was a 2-0 count. Brennan Wright grounded out in.
Gonzalez doesn't walk too many times. He's going to swing at a lot of pitches.
He's yet to throw a strike that did not end up in play this inning. Lindsay, southpaw delivering again, and that one low. I mean, if I'm Bethesda, you got to wait till you take a strike to swing right now.
Absolutely. He hasn't really found the zone in this inning too many times. Walks Gramercy first, throws soft contact out to right his second batter up.
Gonzalez turns on one foul. Will be a 2-1 count as Lindsay finds the zone. Yet to get a strike before that did not go in play. As control issues here in the third inning. Big Trainer hoping he loses all kind of control. As there's a fan trying to distract Lindsay, and I appreciate that. 2-1. Pieced into left field. Going to be a tough play for Duncan. He can't get it. It gets out of the glove. Emilio Gonzalez. He'll dig into second. A standing double. Big Train's greatest hitter from the left side, arguably, delivers in the 26 playoffs for their first run.
Gonzalez, huge hit down the line, just out of the left fielder's glove there. Duncan not able to make a play on it. The double there brings a run home, stops the scoreless streak for the Big Train. They have found some way to start clawing their way back in it.
So it's 6-1 on the Big Train Baseball Network. Big Train played their first, courtesy of Emilio Gonzalez, who over 100 career RBIs. You have to say he is the greatest left-handed hitter in Big Train history. Hunter Renfroe, probably the right-handed hitter, as 16 home runs in the same season, which is more than anybody in their career other than Malvasio, who is close. He's the only one who's close, excuse me. He's at the plate right now, 0-1.
Malvasio's mark is at 15 currently.
12.
Excuse me.
16 for Renfroe. He's 4 short. Yesterday's bomb was the 12th. 9. As this one hit in the air to center. Going to be a tough beat. Line drive. Gonzalez will not score because he had to hold up. But corners with 1 out. That is his first hit of the playoffs that did not go over the wall, or was it triple?
Incredible, as he doesn't hit too many soft contact. Got caught.
His second. I forgot he singled earlier in this ball game.
I did look down at my score sheet and see a second single, and I'm a little confused there.
Probably like, oh, Carson. God.
But Malvasio, I mean, obviously we know the power he has in his bat. But because of that, he swings hard at a lot of pitches and misses some of those there. Has some strikeouts on the season as well. So good to see him doing what he needs to help advance runners and get himself on base there.
Drawing closer. Burnett thinks first pitch for a ball. It'll be interesting to see. This is a very important at-bat here. If he can deliver an RBI or maybe two with a double, you're talking about not a brand new ball game, but a lot more momentum on the side of Bethesda. They need to get runs plated, and they need to do it early. Gotta take advantage of Lindsay, who does not have anybody up in the pen yet, as Onley's activity now starting just at this moment, as the 1-0 in there.
Well, I think getting more than one run can feel crucial for the Big Train, even if they only score one more here. Kind of takes that feeling away from just, getting one back is really creating a run for themselves to find a way back in this one.
1-1, sawed off to the right side. It's a well-hit ball earlier to get through the infield, the worm burner. For Panett, he's 1 for 1, now in a 1-2 count. A lot of Cropduster fans today. They're a lot quieter than they were yesterday at First Responder Field. Saw a lot of ruckus and crowd noise. The 1-2, Malvasio to go. Line down the line and right. It'll churn out foul,
Well, hits down the line have been the deciders of these games. Will Hack got down the left side line to win it last night. A couple hits down the line already for the Cropdusters, and as well as Gonzalez down the line tonight.
1-2. Hit in the air to center. It's well struck. Going to the wall. It's going to be caught. That'll be enough to score Gonzalez, though, as the sacrifice fly from Panett will plate another runner. 6-2. Bethesda trails by 4.
Well, a 4-run lead there as it's hit hard. Center fielder does adjust quickly enough for Onley and get the out. So a better situation for the Cropdusters, but as you said, this is the start of a comeback. The bats getting together and hitting together. No different tonight.
Foscolo is a big at-bat here for a guy who can push one over the wall. 2 home runs this season, 1 in the regular season, 1 in Game 3 against the Senators as the southpaw Lindsay throws to first. He does not get the man over there as kind of fell backwards as he picked him off. Got very obvious with it as Malvasio just walked back there. Still at first after the foul ball returned him. He's really trying to get in his head as first pitch missed in the dirt. So moving back and forth, kind of shuffling, trying to just keep Lindsay aware of him. As now with him at first, he is the lead runner, and there's much more danger of him going. He's 13 for 13 this season with stolen bases. 1 in the playoffs. Out of that 13, 1-0. Pitch missed high. Lindsay's control issues continue as now officially activity going in the bullpen of the Onley Cropdusters.
Doesn't look like we'll have very long outings from either starting pitcher. Hoagland pulled in favor for Capuano already. He delivered the last out the Big Train needed in the top of the third.
2-0. Big swing and a miss. Foscolo wanted that one. It's a low breaking ball that doesn't touch the zone, but on a hitter's count, can't blame him for swinging. Looks like it might be the likes of, I would believe it's Clark Green or Ben Jones in that bullpen. 2-1. See a 3 at the lead runner as they pick off Malvasio. He gets stuck into a pickle, didn't realize he had been picked off. As he's trying to get around it, he does not avoid the tag, and he is caught. So nobody stranded as Malvasio is the final out. Foscolo gets a second chance, and 2 runs are plated. Big Train down only 6-2 now. Brand New Day comes out tomorrow, the new Spider-Man movie. Big Train looking to make it a brand new ball game, but it'll first take Jordan Capuano to do that. I'm excited for it, if you couldn't tell. It's unrelated to the game tonight, as Capuano looking to play hero in some kind of hero, like McCabe did last night. Sean McCabe, 4 innings of work for those Onley Cropdusters. He gave up a singular run, and unfortunately it was the winning one. He went from innings 6, 7, 8, 9, pretty unscathed. Went to 10 in his 5th inning of work and did give up that double down to the final strike he needed to basically end his ball game with a fantastic night.
Yeah, McCabe was probably the biggest reason that the Cropdusters kept it close for so long. Big Train bats got hot early, but McCabe came in eventually and really shut them down. Just scrappy enough for the Big Train to pull off a win away there in Onley.
6-2 and a breaking ball. First pitch to Ryan Bouma is not in there. Bouma struck out last time against Hoagland. It was one of his 3 strikeouts. His final line was 2.2 innings pitched, a run, 6 runs, and a walk, as well as 3 strikeouts, pair of walks. 1-0. Hit in the air to right. Bouma got a lot of that one, tailing back at the wall, and Malvasio can't get it. He crashes into the wall. Can't seem to find it, as he took a pretty hard hit. Bouma stopped at second. He will go to third. Would have had it inside the park home run, and Malvasio is seriously shaken up after that one.
Malvasio not realizing the ball was still close to him and in play. As she's shaken up, did take a hit into the fence, as you mentioned. Umpire going out there to check on him.
He is all right. I think maybe kind of shaken up, wind knocked out of him when he got hit into the wall, and sort of, when you get hit very hard, sometimes you kind of you don't forget where you are. You're just kind of like, oh, like, whoa, I need a second. And then you realize, oh, I have to go pick that ball up and throw it in. He clutches his shoulder. It is his left that he is grabbing, as he looks very shaken up out there in right.
Yeah,
he'll stay in the game.
Hands on his knees. Get some deep breaths in.
Infielders coming in as they all stand on the lip of the grass. 0-1. Capuano has pounded the strike zone in his recent appearances. That one missed. The count is 1-1 with Ryan Bouma on third. So a really lucky break there for Onley to get a triple out of that. Could have been even a single if Malvasio had tried to approach it at the junction that he wasn't going to be able to get it. He had a pretty close look.
Did just maybe thinking about having to slow his momentum for that fence, and that making it hard to get the out, and then obviously the collision afterwards, leaving him a little bewildered.
Pacing back and forth, doesn't seem too ginger in the legs. 1-2. Great pitch from Capuano, and not sure where that missed.
It was good movement on that pitch. Looked to maybe grab that top portion. Home plate umpire disagrees.
2-2 count. Capuano, the runner on third. Hit in the air, foul. It'll end up in the pickleball court, as it almost hits a pickleballer. Is that the term you would use?
Yeah, why not?
Well, you use baseball
Pickleball?
player. Don't use baseballer. It's pickleball player.
I think
Maybe it's
if
like
anybody's going to be insulted by this, but pickleball is maybe a little bit less serious of a sport as baseball.
I would say that. 2-2. Great pitch. Got him looking, and he knew it. Second strikeout looking today as he gets his first out of the inning. Andrew Duncan, the dangerous Duke bat, will try and keep his night hot, as that's just a tough pitch to strike out on, and again, it's a breaking ball that freezes a Hearn.
It's the Cropdusters man's third strikeout of the night.
As that one gets away from Gramercy, it'll be some wild pitch offense. 7-2. Only plates a run unearned, and that one stings. 5-run lead once again for the Cropdusters. You know the Big Train aren't going to be out of this ball game until it's over. They've planted so many runs so quickly and never really get out of a game. I mean, they were down 10-2 to the Grays in the second to last game of the season, and came all the way back in just 2 innings. 5-run deficit here as first strike called on the low portion of the zone to Duncan. Duncan, a left fielder tonight. Going to be tough for him to break the starting lineup at Duke, but if he plays like he has in this series, or this game rather, have a shot. It was an all-star labeled. 1-1. Missed inside. Nearly got him.
Looked like it got him leg, but it didn't quite. Umpire rules. He didn't think it hit him either.
Duncan took a cement mixer into left, as that's slider hung by Hoagland in the first inning. So the same one did a double to it in the second, and he hits a ground ball to left side, collected by Coleman. Throw to first as he takes his time with it, gets him.
Good collect and throw by Coleman. Big Train unlucky in this one. A couple of mistakes defensively allow another run in here. Need to get all cogs whirling if they want to stage a comeback from a 5-lead deficit the Cropdusters have here.
So it's David Hernandez. Hit on the ground to left. Coleman collects. Throw to first on his back foot. Great scoop by Gonzalez. Wow. Got to give credit to there. Defensive error in right, sort of, as 1 run will play off of the triple and the wild pitch. We'll be right back. 1 unearned, 7-2 for Onley. So 7-2, the deficit for the likes of the Big Train as their bats come back up. Foscolo got second life after his teammate was over at first, Malvazio. He was caught stealing. We'll see if he stays in the game after a pretty hard hit into the fence and right. Not a lot of give, and he really took a hard hit, but stayed in the ball game. Pitch missed outside to Foscolo. Some control issues in the last 2 innings for Lindsay. It's only cost him 2 runs.
Yeah, he's been able to find better solutions than his starting partner in the game.
Sawed off left side, a perfect swinging bunt, and it is fair. Still on the line, it is, let's see what they call it. It does end up just barely fair. Is that one going to be a very perfect swinging bunt by Foscolo? It ends up just barely. The right part, if you think about a baseball, they have that part on the outside of the seams. That is how much of the baseball was actually fair. which is any part of the baseball being fair, of course, counting. The bottom of the ball not even touching the line. As
Yeah, that
that's
one
a hit.
just slowly dribbled all the way down the left sideline. Almost made it to the bag, but not quite, and just stopped there.
Cropdusters let it roll because Foscolo had run through the bag. Often you're told to round in those situations because then they are forced to pick it up. And because sometimes it does roll foul at that very end portion there with some uneven dirt. 1-0. Foscolo not one to go at first. They'll be uninterested in him as Coleman sees a strike right on the middle part of the plate.
Coleman in at the shortstop tonight, had 2 plays straight to him. Very good collections and throws over to first.
Lights are on as throw back to first. Foscolo's safe. Beautiful rosy colored lavender mixed sky and right just over the trees above the Max's Ice Cream and Westfield Montgomery banners. Move your foot to the right. 2011 National Championship banner. Big Train took home the league title as well in that season. 1-1. Just outside to Coleman. Some good discipline, but he's a guy who doesn't strike out a lot. It is a lot more on the fact that he puts it on in play than he does walk. He is the prototypical leadoff man, which is why he's towards the bottom of the order, because they have a prototypical leadoff man, and Coleman can then be dangerous at the 7, 8, 9 spot by getting on, and then the top half of the lineup can come in and drive him in. 2-1. It's a good breaking ball. Just finds the right side of the plate. Coleman led off a lot this season as well. Homer trying to get the crowd into it, even down 5 runs. I think even the crowd knows that this ball game is not over.
Well, definitely. The Big Train bats have not been silent all day. They just have needed to put together some more consecutive plays.
Right up the middle, it'll go 5-hole between Lindsay's legs and a base hit ground ball.
That's consecutive there as Foscolo's swing and bunt gets him to first and then second. Coleman follows him up with a tweener through the pitcher's legs. Lindsay not finding his zone control as much now. We'll see how long it takes the Cropdusters to go to their bullpen.
New man up has been warming for some time. Stopped when the Big Train were hitting. When the Big Train were in the field. 7-2. Half swing from Johnson. He did go. Strike 1. The did go signal from behind the plate is the same as a home run. It is a finger wrapped around. But the thumb is out, which is the key difference. 0-1. Just a little bit outside, and a heavy fastball from Lindsay, which has struggled to hit the zone. Should he let Johnson on? I'll be curious to see how much he has leniency for, because he already got Will Hack, who has been clutch, but they've put Hack to bed a lot during the regular season. Definitely a way for Gramesty that you would like to have Lindsay at least get by 2 of those guys and then be able to deal with any part of the lineup that he hasn't already with a cushion, because he's got 2 lefties back-to-back in Wright and Gonzalez. The rest of that lineup tonight is entirely from the right side for at least Lindsay. Johnson, a switch hitter, 2-1.
Well, as you mentioned, Lindsay, if he doesn't take care of Johnson here, will have to at least deal with Gramesty and Wright in the top of the lineup.
2-1. Foul backwards as that one a little bit away. Sky is now just blue. The clouds have a rosy tint to them only.
Some pink clouds. Obviously, the clouds aren't actually pink. They just appear so, and they're very pretty in the Bethesda night.
The old spectral plane. Something we've somehow talked about on the broadcast before. 2-2. It was a 10-0 game against the Grays in the 9th inning. We were. Lefty delivers, and the southpaw misses inside. It gets away from the catcher, Salvatore, and the runners are at third and second quickly. You would think about bunting with Johnson because he's been cold as of late. Instead, he gets to move them over without any real effort for it. 3-2. Full count. Runners on second and third. Johnson walked already tonight to load the bases. He has a chance to do it again.
And Johnson been cold of late, but we know what kind of power he has. Inside of the park home run, an exhibition, and then was the first Big Train player to home run hit in the regular season this season against Onley at their place.
3-2. Last time he homered was against the Grays in a 2-homer game. As called strike 3. Johnson can't believe it. Just got in there on the low inside corner. And it'll be the likes of Will Hack to try and play hero again. Down 5. The base is loaded. They've got him surrounded. He's already stranded 3 runners in the second. Can he do it again in the fourth?
Important intervention from Lindsay to keep the bases from being loaded.
Excuse me, no runner on first. Not bases loaded, I apologize. Check that. 7-2. Hack, first pitch. We'll watch it on the outside part of the zone for a strike. Lindsay throws a lot of sinkers, so I think that moved a little bit towards Hack from where it ended up. The 0-1 now from the southpaw, dealing with 2 on. Missed inside.
Hack, as you mentioned, not really getting hot from the bat until the later end of the season. Did a lot of courtesy running for Jack Gagan. Hit well when he was pinched hit as well, so kind of found himself back in the lineup in certain defensive alignments from Coach Sal.
1-1. Missed high. Very thankful for him yesterday, as that RBI double was his first hit of the ball game, but excuse me, not his first hit of the ball game. He was 3 for 5. I apologize, that is wrong, but it was his first extra hit of the ball game, first extra hit in some time. Had a 3-run triple that he ended up having a Little League home run on, and error scored him against the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts to give the Big Train the lead for the first time in the 6th inning of that game when they were down 13-10. When he was done, it was 14-13.
That hit there popped off the very top of the fence at Blair High School, where the Thunderbolts play.
Probably left the stadium upon a second look. Probably should have just been a grand slam, but got 4 runs anyway. So, and a 27-13 win. 2-2. Hit in the air to right. Pretty deep. It's going to be enough to score the runner. Both will go. No throw into the infield, and it is 7-3. Bethesda gets the one back in the top that they lost.
Not too many theatrics so far, as another sacrifice hit by Hack will bring a runner in.
So it'll bring the lineup over back to the top. TJ Gramesty will likely face a new arm. I think that will be the day for Lindsay. Had a great night tonight. Stranded a lot of runners. That is the first run he's given up. His first back-to-back inning he's given up a run this season. Lindsay's been good in bulk relief, and that will be his night. We'll be right back. 7-3. Corners, 2 outs. So Ben Jones will be the man they call upon. Right-hander out of Westchester University. 8 appearances this season, none of which were starts, 18 innings, and a 3 ERA. Zach, he has been solid.
Well, he's done well. The whip, 1.93, 21 strikeouts, 6'3" frame, and it's not a small frame either. He is very muscular, a big build, athletic build at 6'3" as well, so can definitely provide a lot of velocity into the zone.
So it's going to be the likes of TJ Gramesty with runners at the corners. First pitch missed inside. Jones in these playoffs, 3.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs given, as well as during the season against the Big Train, 3.2 innings pitched, 4 earned runs given, as Gramesty pops that one backwards and foul. 1-1 regular season record. Giving up 19 hits in his 18 innings of work. Not a lot of walks given. Kind of guy you want in these situations. Force the Big Train to hit the ball in play, which is, without the walks, been tough to score for them, as that's a breaking ball, well placed. Seemed like it maybe got in the zone there, but called a ball. We don't have access to TrackMan tonight, so we are going off the eye test, folks, and, you know, it worked for a while. The 2-1 now from Jones. Gramesty, it'll miss inside, and with a runner at third, Onley just needs to try and find his way to get the one in. 0 for 0 tonight. He's only seen 2 walks. Not yet an at-bat, and hits this one pretty well into center. Going back on it is Walter. He gets there at the wall. So well struck by Gramesty, but not enough. 7-3. A run is plated, courtesy of Will Hack. 1 RBI yesterday, 1 today. They need 4.
No errors and 1.
So Jordan Capuano will return to the mound. The right-hander will have the bottom half of this lineup, which will turn over as Salvatore to lead off. 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 6 in the series. It'll go to Scott and Gosden, and Scott and Gosden both good nights tonight. Between the two of them at the bottom and top of the lineup, they are a combined 3 for 4 with a walk. 2 RBIs between them, as a double from Gosden brought a run in the third, and a single from Scott did the same right before him in that inning, as he'll have the way to the plate later. Salvatore trying to break his slump.
Bottom lineup will be very important. Cropdusters winning that battle so far. An RBI single from Scott in the last.
Missed pitch there for Salvatore coming into today. Not played too much during the regular season, as played 2 seasons with Northeast Community College, where he was teammates with the man at shortstop for Bethesda, Kieran Coleman. Had a 1,200 OPS for that side with a lot of power, and he unloads into one there, but it is not enough. Too much topspin on the ball, keeps it in the ballpark, and that's out number 1.
Made contact all 3 times there for Salvatore, not able to get down at all. He goes over 3 so far tonight.
Brian Scott, 3 hits in these playoffs. He's been pretty surprising. Now with that single earlier, his full total on the playoff line is pretty well done. 3 for 4 with 3 walks, as that one just missed. 3 for 5, excuse me, with 1 walk. The 1-0 misses. Excuse me, for the 1-0. 7-3 the lead, as the Cropdusters trying to add on to it here in the top of this 5th inning. Big swing and a miss. Capuano, we mentioned how important his role will be. Trying to play stopper, much like McCabe did yesterday in a game that Cropdusters trailed by 4, tied it in the 9th, and then lost in extras. Big Trainer hoping to do the opposite in extras, but about the same here as they're down by 4. 1-1. Big swing and a miss. He's behind the fastball, and Capuano, who's been stellar in his recent outings, still rolling.
6 hits for the Big Train to 8 of the Cropdusters, so not too much difference there. Both teams hit, and Cropdusters been more effective.
1-2, well struck up the middle, and Hack will come in on it. Doesn't have enough room to get it out, and base runner will be aboard on that single.
Scott with his 2nd single in a row. Cropdusters continuing to get a base runner on every single inning.
Scott's 4th year with Onley. He was a part of the roster that fell in the championship in 2022. Trying to get revenge against Bethesda for that in his final season as a Cropduster. Technically, he could play next summer. Don't think he will. Frostburg State University senior next season. Unless he is injured and does not play the year, he will return to Frostburg for his senior season. Not a lot of guys who are aiming to go pro return to this level in summer ball. Tend to go to indie ball. 1-0. Strike in there. It's a good pitch to Andrew Duncan, who we've seen already had 3 hard hit balls into play. One of them a ground out, but a single, which brought 2 runs in as well as a double. It's been his first RBIs in some time for the Duke Blue Devil.
Crowd's still a little melancholy at Shirley Povich. Still trying to feel this one out, see where it's going to head.
1-1. Bit low. As lays off there. Good job by Duncan. Sees that low breaking ball. Looking for some kind of cement mixer, which is the kind of pitch that Capuano has struggled on. Said it a few times tonight because we've seen a lot of them. Very evident hanging breaking balls is what Duncan has crushed. 2-1, and it's a high fastball he takes into left field on the ground. The worm burner gets another runner aboard, and 2 on, 1 out for Onley.
Panett makes a dive at it, but not quite able to get it in time as it's hit hard enough from Duncan.
Dirty Jersey so far. A few dives that have gotten past him, and 2 hits.
Excuse me, that was Melton.
As Duncan. Fully. Dylan Melton there, I apologize. That is Cade Walter aboard at 2nd. Lineup got crossed on me, on myself. It's Cade Walter, who is on the base now. Pinch hitter for Gosden, I believe, as I think that jersey is different. Threw me off, thought it said 20, so I just kind of assumed it was Duncan, as Melton on deck. Cade Walter there as Brian Scott over there at first. So check that. I apologize. That's on me. 2-0 count to Cade Walter. Hit in the air to center. 3 homers already against Bethesda this season, and that one will die at the wall. Scott will go from second, and he'll have himself at the corner. But well done by Hack to get there in time.
It's a good adjustment by Hack. Moves his legs well underneath that one. Collects the second out of this inning. Runners on the corners, but Big Train just need one more to keep them scoreless in this one, this inning.
So it'll be the likes of Dylan Melton. 1 for 2 tonight of the walk. Double. Brought home a run earlier. These only jerseys, are very hard to see. They are yellow outlines. Black jerseys with black numbers. And they are impossible to see when it gets dark. 0-1. That is Gosden at first, so he has himself a single. Hit on the ground to right. Collect by the second baseman, and he gets over to first. So nobody scores. Big Train keep them off the bags. As we go now to the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Brennan Wright to lead things off. So it's Ben Jones back on the mound as Brennan Wright will have his spot on now, as left-handed batter will have a tough road ahead of him with the rest of this Bethesda squad. Down 7-3. They need 4 runs to get back into it. And with only 6 hits, it's not been the kind of day they are hoping for on the offensive side of the ball.
No, not at all. And give them a good amount of hits, just need to convert on them. Cropdusters still out hitting them 10-6 currently, though, so need to continue moving the bats if they want to finish the championship up at home. Otherwise, they'll have to go on the road to Onley tomorrow.
Duster bench is queuing for some Kona Ice. Logan Hartman, Carson Kelm, and Maximus Waring all down there. As well as David Hernandez, who is no longer playing third, if that is truly him. That is the number 8 out there. That one's in there for a strike. 2-1 count. It's number 9, excuse me. So not David Hernandez. Again, those jerseys for only 2-1. It is illegal in most sports leagues to wear jerseys that are like the Cropdusters because it is extremely hard for anybody to see it at beyond 30 feet. Or they have neon is the other requirement. This is a high-vis color. That one outside. Cropdusters, and in baseball, it's particularly not a huge important issue because you'll find out eventually. And
well, it's not as important for necessarily the umpires or the other team, as they don't need to identify people quickly. But people on the journalism or broadcasting side of things definitely struggle a little trying to figure out who everyone is.
Could you tell as this one goes up the middle and another comebacker. 2-1 quickly as Emilio Gonzalez ahead of his own, another tonight, continuing his hot streak. And Bethesda, this is just what the doctor ordered, Zach.
Well, Gonzalez, he's been the hot bat lots of times. The stadium's picked to click tonight, and he's done so. Hasn't gotten it over the fence yet, but a double, and this one a single for him, as he also has an RBI on the night. Brings up home run leader of the Cal Ripken Senior League, Zach Malvazio.
Bottom of the fifth, big spot for Malvazio, who already took a very hard hit into the wall and left. Called strike. He did kind of go around, but didn't matter. It's a fastball that was a little bit outside of the middle part of the zone, but still about the middle height, as that one misses. Similar pitch.
Well, we talked about Malvazio in comparison a little bit recently to Hunter Renfro, who was just drafted. Malvazio with similar kind of potential, just had his 12th home run.
Hit in the air to center. It's going to die towards the warning track. We'll give right way to third. A great throw from the center fielder. It's way far in, and Gonzalez will tag as well. Would have beat Gonzalez by a mile. That's kind of why you throw to the cutoff man if you aren't sure. That was a great throw, though, to credit from Walter. I mean, he's at the wall there and nearly got it in on a fly and nearly beat him over there. As runners at second and third will serve, same as a sacrifice bunt for Malvazio, who flies out to center.
I'll make my own correction there because Carson wanted to. Hunter Renfro was not just drafted.
Renfro, a long-time major leaguer who I believe has since retired for some time. Missed inside. First pitch to Logan Panett. I was going to mention it later, but
Had to confuse my mind with a couple of the other Big Train players who were drafted just recently.
I can't pronounce his name, so I'm going to butcher this, especially because a lot of you probably know it now. Hakopishin? Zach Hakopishin, the Texas A&M second baseman who was drafted 11th or 9th overall. I can remember it's on either side of 10, but not which somehow. To the Nationals, as counts 1-0. They go for a brief mound visit. I think it's Hakopishin, or something of the sorts. Hunter Renfro, a lot of years as a Royal and a Padre, not to be confused with Raiders Hunter Renfro, a very good route-running wide receiver, and that one hit Logan Panett. Took a hit like Hunter Renfro. Football did, as that one is a bases-loaded opportunity now and a very big spot for Foscolo. He is the tying run very suddenly. We have seen this chance for this ball game to turn around.
We said it earlier in this broadcast, this game is not over without a fight. Big Train have that here. Only one out. Ryan Foscolo, out to the plate. Big moment for him.
Crowd's pretty quiet. They know there's some energy as they get a little bit more into this. Some energy recovered as the 0-1 after that one is fouled backwards.
I feel like we haven't said it too many times recently on the broadcast. That one seemed like it had a trajectory kind of close to my car into the parking lot.
My car did get hit earlier in the year very lightly. I got very lucky. I have a dash cam. It hit my car on a, I think, second bounce, which didn't do even a dent. The 0-1. Liner into left. A base hit. One runner will score right. They will put the stop sign on for Gonzalez. But the tying run is aboard, and another comes across. 7-4. Lead shrinking for Onley.
Foscolo stepping up. These Big Train players, they want it, and they want it at home. They would love to be lifting the trophy tonight, and so everything is in it for them. Coleman up to the plate now has been very good with runners in scoring position. He has the opportunity once again for the lead here with a home run.
7-4 ball game coming in a bit closer now as things bit awry now for Ben Jones. He's surrounded with one out. Coleman up the middle, a liner, double play ball. Unlucky in all senses of the word. They just get him at second. Bethesda will strand three in an unbelievable fashion. 10-8, the hit marker. That could have been 9, but we'll be right back 7-4 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. More bulk inning relief for Capuano tonight. He will go again in this 5th inning for his second, kind of third inning of work, at least how many he's participated in. 1.1 innings pitched already. Excuse me. Yes, 1.1 innings pitched already, as 2.1, excuse me. He's in his third inning of work. 4 he's participated in now. As 7-4 the lead. That's a very debilitating loss of 3 potential runs on base, but 7-4 is still huge. 3 is way smaller a number than 4, if that makes sense. You can drive 3 in a lot easier than you can drive 4 in.
Well, it's a big moment for a double play, line out and tag into second.
Ground ball left side to Panette, who was called out. Great throw to first, and another gem. He has found Jules over there in the hot corner, and another one there.
Panette has been electric defensively. That one is great. Big play there at third.
Gets Ryan Booma. K to Hearn, who is 0 for 3 tonight with 3 Ks. 2 of them looking back now in the box. Lefty has been cold compared to last night, where he had a 2 RBI single. Lumber is looking for any kind of barrel here as that one misses high from Capuano. Looks like we might have some activity from the bullpen of Onley. Some plyo work getting in, maybe the old stretch till the inning starts. 1-0 now from Capuano. That's a good pitch, but just a little bit low. I guess a good pitch would have gotten in the zone. Kind of depends on your outlook on baseball. Can a good pitch miss?
I think
2-0.
we have a good pitch miss. Good pitch miss. Capuano.
Slugged in the air to center. Hack at the wall. He gets there in time. That was a barrel and a half on a 2-0 pitch. Just somehow stays in the ballpark. I mean, I would have guessed that one came maybe 100 miles off the bat, but just so much topspin if you barrel it the wrong way.
Exactly. I mean, you could hear the crack of the bat. It was a pretty loud explosion off it. Just does hang up right underneath Will Hack's glove, and Capuano very grateful that one doesn't head into the fence or over.
So, now Andrew Duncan up for real this time. First pitch missed inside. Duke Blue Devil, 2 for 3 tonight. 3 hard hit balls. One of them a single with 2 RBIs attached to it, a double, as well as a ground out, which was a real worm burner. 1-0. Pitch missed low, another 2-0 count. The last thing you kind of want to do to Duncan here is give him a pitch over the middle. I'd honestly rather walk him in 4 pitches and not take that risk than give him one over the plate here.
Yeah, in this situation, you really don't want to leave one for him to get a hold of. Walk not nearly as problematic.
2-0, he gives him a high fastball that's above the zone.
That's exactly
Eyes
what he
light
can.
up.
Excuse me. Exactly what he can do here is give him pitches that just dance outside of the zone. Going to be hard for him to swing at. Duncan, who is having a really good hitting night, he's going to want to swing at them. Hopefully, he can get a strikeout without really testing the zone too much.
2-1. Right-hander delivers. Ooh, nearly got him again on that curveball. Happened the last time. It was close. One thing to note is you love to give high fastballs that are way too high to fastball hitting power hitters like Duncan. He's actually hit very well on 2 breaking pitches that were hits, but the fastball did get him out. He swings at one kind of at his chin level. I mean, that was nowhere close, and you just light his eyes up and you see something he likes. 3-1. As that one going to be interesting. Nearly got back into us as that one gets over the wall. Well, the wall that makes up part of our booth where the window is, and 3-2 count will have payoff here in the top of the 5th. 7-4. Only if they can't get a runner on here and get out, will not play to run, which is exactly what the doctor ordered. 3-2, excuse me. Breaking pitch, and he missed. Too high, and a runner on.
Just too high there, but Capuano does go with a very good pitch selection there. The last one before the ball that walked him, choked up Duncan. Hard ball to the inside part of his bat. That one definitely was swingable and just out of the zone, though, so would have been hard to hit.
Hit down the line and right, it's foul. The old college basketball song for ESPN basketball plays in like the late 2010s, early 2010s, late 2000s. Used to play pregame. 0-1. Half swing, called anyway a strike. They have been emphasized by that partial swing. As David Hernandez understandably not too happy with that call. I think that did not get in the zone.
I would agree with you there, Carson. That one not quite grabbing it.
Now the 0-2. Heavy-handed fastball from Capuano there. What will he throw? Another one. Gagan, runner goes, as he's had a lot of very good throws behind the dish this season. Gramesty, excuse me. That one on the other side of the base was perfect if the guy was stealing third to second. He was not. Nobody does. Unless you get caught in a pickle. 1-2. As that one did miss the zone to David Hernandez, who was over 2 tonight with a walk. Trying to work his way back into a count or drive that runner home now at second for Duncan as he gets pretty far off the bag. Ground ball, left side, softly hit. Panette scoops, throw to first. Great dig by Gonzalez. Great play by Panette. Gems all around. They'll have to find some jewels on offense, though, to dig themselves out of this lead. 7-4. Due up will be the bottom of the lineup, Johnson, Hack, and Gramesty. Designated hitter Cal Johnson back to the plate. He has walked and he had that strikeout in the fourth. It was a rough one. Was in the zone, but inside corner ball. It's a great pitch delivered from Riley. His day has since ended. It is now Ben Jones. Jones already given up a run in the last inning, 7-4. Very lucky to have not given up more. Lucky break as Coleman beat him. Very hard hit line drive was caught by the second baseman in a double play ball. Panette was caught at second as that one misses to Johnson. Top of the sixth was scoreless for Onley, the first time they've had back-to-back frames without any runs plated. Now that one in there.
At this point, the only difference in this game is the top frame for the Cropdusters, where they were able to get 3 runs on Charlie Hoagland.
Austin Monahan made the start in Monday's game. He might see him tonight or maybe tomorrow if there is game 3. 1-2. Johnson fouls one backwards. Seen him struggling to barrel balls recently, but stayed alive and gotten a lot of walks in this more cold streak of his. Cal Ripken Collegiate Baseball Championship in 26. Big Train looking for their 13th, Only looking for their first. They have won the championship in every year but one that Only has been in the league, as this one right up the middle. Cal Johnson, a base hit. A leadoff man is aboard to start the 6th for Bethesda.
Maryland man. Cold, now hot. Needed a spark from the bottom part of this lineup, the Big Train, and they found it now with their DH tonight, Cal Johnson. It's the reason he's still in this game as a DH. even though he hasn't hit well in recent games, especially the playoffs, he can always provide a big moment. We saw his walk-off home run Father's Day, has had lots of electric moments throughout the season.
Last homer came a few days after, as he had 2 against the Grays. Hack now up, RBI RBI double last night, a sac fly today, 2 RBIs in this series. Had a hot playoffs, 3 for 6 going into yesterday's ball game. Was 3 for 5 in yesterday's as well. 1-0, so he is now, including that sacrifice fly, 6 for... Wow. 6 for 12. As he has that sac fly today, 3 RBIs as well. 2-0, back to first. Safe as lead runner Johnson with a 2-0 count. Have Hack at the plate. Righty delivers. Jones misses far inside, and the control issues we saw last inning have gone a bit inverse. Now they are not missing in the zone as much as he is now missing out of the zone. 3-0 count.
Interestingly enough for the Cropdusters, too, they haven't. That one is outside. Walk there for Will Hack. The Cropdusters have not done a great job keeping Bethesda off of the base pad so far in this game. Big Train have been able to get on. They've had several moments where they do very well defensively and pitching when there are base runners on, and been able to limit the damage so far.
There has been activity in the bullpen. We'll see if this is the day for Ben Jones. I think it'll just be a regular mound visit, as this is his first, and Jones has not had too much of an issue, but you can imagine his rope is pretty short. 2-0 yesterday after that Malvazio home run, and you've seen what this lineup looks like all around. They can't do it without him. He has been in the lineup tonight. He's got 2 singles. He's scored neither time. They've scored only an inning that he has not been on. Out of the 5 they have played fully, he has been on in 2. They scored in the 3 other innings.
Jones will now have to face the top of the lineup with 2 runners on now. TJ Gramisty up to bat now. 2 walks and a fly out for Gramisty.
He is the tying run. Bottom 6, Big Train trying to work their way back from down 6-0. Bunt backwards, and Gramisty, who has laid down a lot of good bunts this season, turned them into singles with his speed, goes for the sacrifice opportunity there, but may not have been sacrifice. Curious if he decides to bunt again here. He's the tying runner. So do you tell him just swing, try and get on, or do you tell him to bunt? The corner a bit farther in on the right than the left, but both corners are inward. Hernandez and Melton creep towards Gramisty. 0-1, think about the bunt, pulls it back as called a ball.
Gramisty against the Cropdusters has had a pretty good slug. Hit a home run in the last game of the regular season there.
Pretty rough playoffs, apart from last night. That one in there. Looked a little low. It's kind of the exact same pitch, but I think one of them was called wrongly, and it may have been actually the one before. It does get in there. So now the 1-2 as Gramisty trying to drive runners home at first and second. He is the tying representative should he get on. 1-2 lifted down the line and right foul.
Ben Jones given the trust here. Doesn't have an out yet. Does have Gramisty behind in the count.
Gramisty 0 for 1 today with 2 walks. Comes that very 1-2. Big breaking ball, and he tipped it nearly into the glove of Salvatore. Stay alive swing from the catcher.
That just brushes his bat there. He's Grateful to be alive on this one still.
1-2. Homer trying to get the crowd to do it. Pickoff back to second, and I can't tell you why that isn't a balk. Complete hold up of the motion to turn. He's already in it, and he just stops, then turns. A stop of movement is a balk normally, but from the stretch, Jones will go again without it. 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Gramsty can't keep up with the heater, and he's got a strikeout. Well done by Jones.
It's exactly what his pitching coach was calling for, as gets up and strikes the first one out. First step to doing what they've done so far, the Cropdusters, which is once they have guys on, manage to limit the damage and keep them from scoring all of them.
So, it'll be Brennan Wright as a breaking ball's in there. Jones, a very good hook, has not been using it too much, but hitter's struggling with it since he's decided to go with it. Cropdusters are trying to find their way out of tonight's ball game. Up 7-4, 10-9 in the hits category as well. Lost yesterday in extras. 0-1, ground ball right side, and Hack. Oof, Brennan Wright caught it first. Had a lot of speed to him. He moves the runners over, but he can't get there in time. Runners on second and third. Can the Cropdusters against Emilio Gonzalez find the light at the end of the tunnel, which is game 3, or is what they see Emilio Gonzalez coming down the tracks?
Gonzalez, as you mentioned, one of the biggest names in Big Train history. He will look to cement himself with another title.
Gonzalez with runners at second and third. 2 for 3 tonight. A line out to center in the first. He pulverized a ball that just went to the direct glove of Walter. He's playing out there with Duncan and Scott. They've been good defensively all series, which in fairness has only been 16 innings. That one outside, and a quick 2-0 count. The big left-hander. You do not want to give him a pitch here. Jones has done it already. Yeah, earlier in the game he gave one to Foscolo, which he hit right up the middle.
Big Train have been using the 1-2 punch of Gonzalez and Malvazio back-to-back to create a lot of problems for defenses.
2-0 misses, and Jones. I mean, you have the opportunity now to get Gonzalez here with 2 outs, or you can see Malvazio. And I don't know if you want to bring a new arm against Malvazio. Jones has been rolling tonight. 3-0. Jones, way away. Gonzalez is aboard, 4 pitches, and will that be the night for Jones? I would not. He's got a good hook, and Gonzalez, he himself has been good against the breaking ball, but Malvazio behind him has never seen himself as the first batter against a pitcher. If you give him a fastball, he can crush it. If you leave one over the middle, he can do the same. Is that light at the end of the tunnel a train of the big variety, or is it the light of game 3? It's only bottom 6, but one of the biggest moments here of this ball game. Bases loaded. Hit him! Jones plunks home a run, 7-5, and the tying run is on second. Bethesda clawing back, chugging along, closer.
Dramatic throw of the bat there from Malvazio. He's fired up, and so are these fans. The lead's a little bit closer. Malvazio has to eat a pitch that was thrown very fast.
I mean, that's the shoulder he ran into the wall with, too. 2 outs, Jones will maintain in this ball game. Logan Panett, bases loaded. First pitch strike, he watches it. It's a pretty good ball. As Johnson scores on that one, Hackett third now. And Jones just looking to escape this serious jam. Bethesda looking to score more than 1. 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Panett saw a high fastball, and he wanted it.
Well, and even with Malvasio driving home a run here, you'd feel just a little bit disappointed if the big train walk away from this inning with no more runs scored. The lead still 2 for Cropdusters.
0-2, Jones with a great hook. Will he go to it here? The righty delivers. Soft grounder up the middle, and he caught him. Out number 3, Bethesda gets home another run, but another 3 runners stranded. Third inning that has been bases left loaded. 7-5, a run does come plated via the Malvasio toughness. We'll be right back in the top of the 7th, running out of time. Welcome back, Shirley Povich Field, and we've got an interesting ball game. 7-5, Bethesda has left the bases loaded now 3 times, but Onley's bats pretty silent since their 3-run third inning, only a run plated after that top of the third, comparatively to 5 by Bethesda. 5-1 was the lead they came back from yesterday as well, notably, but Big Train have 5 tonight, only 7 trying to add on. They need more runs. It's Giuseppe Salvatore, who's 0 for 7 in this series. Pops one up on the infield. It'll get out foul.
Well, it's kind of turned into an interesting matchup here as the Big Train have not been held scoreless in an inning since the bottom of the 2nd, but only brought in 5 runs in those 4 innings. Just 1 run scored in both the 6th, 5th, and 4th.
The 0-1. The righty delivers Capuano, and this one is a can of corn. Popped up on the infield. Coleman gets the stalk. Again, he dances around it. Those are a little scary with Coleman out there, but in fairness, what's funny to me is he makes all of them look difficult, but he gets to the hardest ones, and sometimes you don't know when he is, to his very important shortstop play tonight. He has gotten 2 pop flies, which were blown around by wind, and he has made 2 outs that were very crucial. Very, very important outs. He's a very good fielder. Just wants to win. Fastball fouled backwards by by Brian Scott after Giuseppe Salvatore's infield pop-up.
You mentioned Coleman, very good defensively. He's coming in that shortstop position. It was held earlier in the season by Daniel Machado and sometimes Kieran Coleman, who have both left due to injury.
0-1. Outside, game 1 of this series went the way of Bethesda. We're 1-0. Only Cropdusters on the brink. It's 2 is your magic number in these playoffs. So 1 for Bethesda. Only needs to force a game 3 tomorrow at First Responder Field. Though that home field advantage did not help them enough yesterday, as a big call went the way of Bethesda in the 9th, and bases loaded. It was a 3-2 bases loaded pitch that did not seem to get in the zone, but Called the other way. 1-1. It's the game of baseball. It is our beautiful game, and it is a part of it. Right hander Capuano delivers. Pretty well struck into right. Malvazio is playing pretty far in, and he will range far back to left. His left to get the out.
Well, pitching to soft contact here. Capuano. 2 quick outs. As he looks to navigate another inning. Keep the Cropdusters scoreless. This would be the 3rd straight if he's able to keep it here.
Patrick Gosden, the shortstop. He is currently probably the most important bat of the night. 3 for 3. As that one in there. A walk as well to his total. He scored twice. That is our lead. Rally cap on for some of these fans here in the ballpark. Trying to get things going. 0-1 now. It's Capuano trying to get out of this inning cleanly. Had some control issues last time, and he saw 3 batters, to a 3-ball count. He only let 1 aboard. He's been pretty efficient here, Zach, in this latter half. I would guess at what is now 4 full innings pitched, he will either go till he can't, or this will be it. 1-1. Half swing, he definitely went. Yes. Strike 2.
Well, you mentioned this is the biggest game of Capuano's summer here, and he has really stepped up to the occasion super well. Done a good job putting the ball in the zone. Very competitive pitches that he's making the Cropdusters swing at, and it's been successful in bringing outs.
Did he go? Yes! Capuano got him. 3 up, 3 down. Onley's been scoreless since the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We will stretch. Lot of ball game left. Big Train's trying to scrape back down 2. Welcome back. A crucial moment here. Last 4 innings, Bethesda has scored in all of them, Zach, and we enter a crossroads, as if you will, between a runway and some railroad. 7-5, pitch delivered from Jones. He's back in this game. Foscola will lift a ball foul.
Well, it keeps feeling like we're right before the breakthrough moment of the Big Train, where they blow this one wide open and bring a bunch of runs through. Cropdusters have just held on for dear life several times with batters on.
Big 0-1 fastball gets by Foscolo.
Quickly 0-2 as Ben Jones, who has come in relief for a pretty good day for Ross Lindsay, who as a starter did not go too deep into many games. Reliever naturally, as this is a bullpen game for sure. Bullpen's been great. Foscolo strikes out on a pitch a little bit high. Out number 1 as Kieran Coleman to the plate. He was robbed last time up. I mean, that makes you sick. What happened last time? A liner, hard hit. He mashed it just into the glove of Boma at second, and he tosses it to Gonzalez. And then 2 outs in rapid succession when you had bases loaded, 1 out. In your mind, you're like, there's almost no way we're going to give up no run. We're not going to get a run across here. And bad luck turns worse for Bethesda again. 1-0. Sawed off right side. Well struck by Coleman, but it is caught by Buma. Throw over to first as well. Gets him.
Big Train.
2 up, 2 down.
A little hot and cold as they look to put together different pieces. 2 outs quickly. Not too many outs at all left in this game if they want to end the series right now.
No one missed. First pitch to Cal Johnson. He roped a single into left earlier. Could use a big hit here. Outside again, and Jones. That fastball has been in between. It's either been somehow like the most perfect pitch we've ever seen on the corners, or he is missed by a mile. Which I suppose is good. If you're going to miss it outside, miss it where you can't hit it. 2-0 misses, and a little bit high.
Johnson watches a high fastball.
3-0. It's the kind of guy you give a green light to, but pull side lefty Johnson does not want to go after that 3-0 pitch. It's high and inside fastball. We mentioned a lot of perfect pitches from Jones today. 3-1. He hits one in the air, just got under it. Left fielder gets there, and that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Only their offensive stalwart, as not a lot of chirping from Bethesda's dugout today. Just focused on winning. Only really wants this one badly. Back in the game, the right-hander has had a very solid day on the mound. You can do nothing but watch and awe. 4.1 innings pitched, only a single run given up. It was on a wild pitch. It says earned run on the scorebook today. It's not earned. It shouldn't be. As a triple was given up, moved over to second. From second to third on an error, it would be ruled as Malvasio hit into the wall. It was a very good play to try and make from Malvasio. You like to see your right fielder go all out for you, especially with the entire season on the line tonight. 7-5, 6 outs for both teams remaining, as Only will try and cling on. The Cropdusters will be led off by number 6, Cade Walter, who is already tonight an RBI single in the third. High and away from Capuano. Can't imagine he will be going too long more into this game. But there is no activity in Bethesda's bullpen yet.
We have to see how much longer his pitches are able to have the control that he's been able to have so far tonight.
1-0. Saw flashes of the control lost in the 6th. 7th, he got it back down. He threw 2 balls the entire inning. They're both to Gosden, who he struck out.
Cropdusters had a very good inning to end the runs scored streak in innings for the Big Train.
Fouled backwards, 2-1 count now after the first two missed to Walter. Top of the lineup for Bethesda today, 0 for 2 and 0 for 3. They've been up a lot with runners in scoring position. They are 6 for 18 with runners on both sides. Same on the runners in scoring position front. Just bigger hits with runners in the loaded situation in first and third innings. As Capuano gets a strike in there, fired 2-2. It's a good pitch. And again, he will dance with Walters. They dance on evens. Tango will go full.
See what Capuano's trying to do there. Show one a little high of the zone, not far enough inside to make batter think about it.
3-2. We're full. Hit in the air to center. Walters got a lot of this one. It is gone. Haven't scored since the third. Their lead now 3 as Walters ends their offensive drought.
The Big Train, unfortunately familiar with the bat of Cade Walters. He hit 3 home runs in the end of the regular season for the Cropdusters to end the regular season with the #1 seed. Walters there gets all of that pitch and sends it flying over the center field wall.
Melton.
Over the tall fence there.
Melton coming up after that. Walter, that is his 4th home run of the season against Bethesda. His 2nd hit of the playoffs, 2nd hit tonight. He came back from Jacksonville when the season was over, due to limits of playing time, to beat the Big Train was his goal. He has put a monumental piece forward, which if you look at the overall chess game of tonight's matchup, we will see if that is the final move they needed to make. So, 1-0 count. Righty Capuano delivers. Hit on the ground and foul. The 1-1. As Capuano, after giving up the homer, tries to get out #1. Just in there. 1-2. Good pitch.
Not too much time left in this one for the Big Train if they want to still turn it around, right this ship.
Capuano has played tugboat all night. You knew they were going to score at least another, and the magic number was never going to just be 7. 2-2. No one misses. It's a great hit by Walter, who has just been dominant all night. Had to leave the ballpark around 400 feet, dead center. I mean, that is the hit that might just nail the coffin for Bethesda. 2-2.
Righty. This one is hit in the air to right. Melton. It is fair. No, foul, barely, excuse me.
Just drops right by the painted line there, but on the wrong side of it. See if Capuano is going to be given any relief time soon, sensing that if you let him go too far into this one, he's not able to deliver how he was, and the Cropdusters could essentially end this thing.
2-2. Melton now in a 2-strike count as he tries to replicate that one fair. It's pretty well hit down the line and right. Malvasi's playing far more in than he has earlier. Just outside, and we'll have another full count. Eight-5 lead, playing with an extra run, but still a save chance in this top of the 9th, where they'll be able to add on as well as here in the 8th. Still 6 outs remaining. 3-2. Popped up in the left side, no man's land. Coming in is the left fielder Foscolo, who gets there in time. Out collected, and first one is down as Ryan Bowman to the plate.
Good play by Foscolo, helping out his pitcher here. You know, if you're going to give up a home run in this moment, it's the best moment to do it. Pitching coach Craig Lopez now visiting the mound.
Lopez, I think this will be the night for Capuano. A great day, but could not play full stopper. He allowed 2 runs, only 1 earned. We'll be right back. 8-5, only increases their lead. Hello and welcome back. It's Kyle Hopper on the mound now. 6 innings pitched against this Onley squad this season, a 6 ERA, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. 2 of them were homers. He leads the league in home runs given with 5, but weirdly, he's been quite good otherwise. Whenever he gives up a hit, it tends to be a concrete mixer. He misses over the middle, but otherwise, he's been pretty good. Happened earlier in the playoffs. He's pitched 3 innings. He gave up an earned run, which was a homer earlier, but only 2 hits given up in those 3 innings.
Well, as you mentioned, he doesn't give up too much, but if he happens to give up something, it's probably going to be big. Wants to avoid getting players on the bags for that reason specifically. Kyle Hopper, very good at getting outs when he needs to. Here at this game with 1 out. The lead's still very attainable for the Big Train, but they're going to need some defense to lead to some offense if they want a chance at this one.
So, count is zeros. Hopper to Buma now, who was one of the members driven in by a Kyle Hopper home run by Duncan, as well as Walter. He had a solo shot earlier in the season, but Hopper will come in inheriting an 8-5 deficit. He'll try and play stopper. 0-1. This one fouled backwards. Hopper, a very efficient right-hander. He's going to give you a result quickly. It tends to be a strikeout or a home run, which, you know, considering the home run is given up 9 hits this year, 5 of them were the deep ball. It's kind of interesting to look at just how good of a reliever he's been when you take out only the long ball. 0-2. Hook is pulverized into left. It is going to get down. Hack a diving play. Rounding for 2 is Buma. He will test third. The arm of Hack good all year, but he beats it. A triple to follow the homer. His second triple of the ball game.
Quickly around the bags and in prime scoring position for the Cropdusters to put this one to bed. Hopper not able to come up with anything on that at bat.
Cade Ahiren trying to be the second Cade in this inning to go deep. Infield in for Bethesda. Singular out with a runner on third, which could be the straw on the camel. Big swing and a miss.
To be fair, I do think a camel would probably break a straw's back as well.
That's a good point. I don't know how hard you have to hit a ball for that to be the comparison. The 0-1 now from Hopper. Foul backwards. Cade Ahiren is 0 for 4 tonight with 3 Ks. Trying to avoid his 4th. Does not want to get sombrero of the gold variety. Now the 0-2. Softly grounded to the right side. Wright has a tough play on it because he's so far in. An RBI single. And that might just be the straw that broke the camel's back. 9-5, the lead for Onley.
Just bounces by right there as he tries to make the play across his body. Doesn't get it in his glove, and the lead that was only 2 for the Cropdusters, now 4. And a big task ahead of this Bethesda team.
So 9-5, Hopper gives up a triple, then a single. Andrew Duncan, the hard-hitting bat, will have a interesting go at it now. He has done a very good job against Hopper this year already. He went deep, a solo shot. As that pitch misses inside, Hopper trying to hang on for dear life as the plane of the Cropdusters might just be leaving for Game 3 already. Is that light at the end of the tunnel for only Game 3, or is it a big train coming down the track? We will see. 9-5. They have stranded 9 runners in only 3 innings. If you consider any other inning other than the second, fifth, and sixth, you will have only 1 runner stranded in the other 4 innings of at-bats Bethesda has played. 2-0 turns to 2-1. There has been no timely hitting in bases-loaded situations.
That's what baseball comes to so many times, is coming up with the hits in the most crucial situations. A scrappy defensive Only able to stop that as Cropduster is hit by that pitch.
He's plunked.
Third baseman number 8, David Hernandez.
David Hernandez will have the plate with 2 on after a fastball just gets a little too far inside. Duncan hit by pitch. It's his second walk today. He's been stellar. If you're going for a player of the game candidate, his 2 RBIs in the first might just give you enough momentum to get up 9-5. Hernandez 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. First pitch in there for a strike. He's committed to New Mexico State. He's a local of Maryland out of Keller. One of 2 New Mexico State bats in this lineup. His teammate, 2 committed bats to New Mexico State. Teammate Salvatore will be with him there. 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Hopper gave him a high fastball, and he loved it. The 0-2 now from Hopper. Little bit high. Only has been stellar with the bats tonight. That cold streak kind of dissipating. They've got 13 hits. Lots of timely hitting. At least in the first 3 innings. 1-2. Hit in the air to right. It gets down for a base hit. The runner will round third. Throw from right, Malvasio. He beat him, but the bobble from Gramesty. The Only Cropdusters up 10-5. They've hiked their lead from 2-5. Fantastic work from the Cropdusters.
Cropdusters do exactly what they've been priming to do for a while now, held scoreless for several innings straight. Will not stay silent any longer as they blow this one wide open.
Duncan, he is the one over there at second after Booma scores. Ahern scores. Booma already scored as that one away from Gramesty. A passed ball will advance the runners to third and second. No outs got yet as Hopper, his appearance getting from bad to worse. Salvatore, he's 0 for 8 in this series.
You'd argue the blow has already been dealt, but can he deliver another? 1-0, swing and a miss. Here comes Hopper again. Outside and away. Gramercy's able to hang on to this one. It's 10-5. Second and third runners. Hopper leads the league in homers given up. He gave up his 5th of the year in Game 2 at Southern Maryland. Big Train did not score in that game. It was their first shutout loss of the season. As that one outside again, in danger of walking Salvatore, which would be his first way on all series. Catcher has probably the best walk-up song, which we listened to last night. You Don't Love Me, a reggae song, as that one misses. Another walk, and the bases are loaded again once more for the Cropdusters. They have run away with this ball game and the opportunity to really cement it here, as Brian Scott, who was not too good in the regular season, 4 years now with Onley, he has played a crucial part in what could be a title run.
The main reason you keep veterans around is they've seen situations other players haven't seen. He has a special vendetta here. He wants a championship brought back to Onley.
His first season with Onley, he saw them lose, I believe, in the 22 finals to Bethesda. Looking for revenge. 4 years later, they have won the chip, all but 22 in that time. They lost to the Aces, excuse me. They defeated Bethesda in the semifinals. Or vice versa. 2-0. Pitch misses inside. Only looking for the first of their franchise history since 21. Bethesda, if they can win tonight or tomorrow, it's 13 for them. Fouled backwards and down. Bethesda in their season, they've seemed like the favorite all year, but only took the 1 seed back at the death with a 8th and 9th inning in the final game of the season to take the lead of the North Division and the lead of the Cal Ripken Collegiate League in totality. 2-1, righty delivers. Foul backwards. That one does strike a car. 2-2 count. Bethesda has been tough in these situations this season, but this is a crucial moment. Can they find a way to get out of it? It's only 3 given up. Well struck into right. Malvazio will get the out. Sacrifice fly. It's enough to score a runner, and 11-5. The Cropdusters, 4 now in this top of the 8th. 11-5 their lead.
Cropdusters enjoying every minute of coming to Shirley Povich and running away with it. Tough loss for the Cropdusters last night as a Big Train able to win at their place. Looking like 2 away wins to start the series and send it to a Game 3 if the Big Train don't have the magic to come up with something here.
With the kind of call, they lost the game on yesterday in that 9th inning. They were a pitch away from winning the ball game. A crucial call went the way of Bethesda in the 9th. Bases loaded, bottom 9 tied. 1-0. Pitch missed inside of the first one. That one bit upstairs. 2-0 count as Hopper continuing with some issues. Now the 2-0. He closes into the 3-hour mark of a game that has been drawn out against Bethesda. Good pitch, but he doesn't swing at it. Gosden tonight been a crucial part of this lineup. You also could call him hitter of the game, as well as Scott, who had the second RBI in that last at-bat. Gosden, 2 RBIs, only taken out 1 time, and the 3-0 is in there. It's a good fastball, just at the knees.
Hopper doing what he can to find this 3rd out. Has not been able to be in the zone consistently since he came in.
Missed inside, and he walked him. He'll be hit by pitch, technically, as it scrapes the jersey of Gosden, and the bases will be loaded once again. They've got Hopper surrounded and are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Game 3 in Onley. They have fought their way back. Bethesda, the longest win streak of the season, at 11, or at 12, I believe. 2 of those wins were against Onley. Only 2 and 6 against Bethesda in the regular, or 2 and 5 against Bethesda in the regular season. We're losing a suspended game that did not end up getting played, which had a very big impact on the season. You play that game, maybe you're talking about Bethesda having a 1.5 game lead in the last game of the season. Does not matter. Yesterday's game at Shirley Povich. 0-1 turns to 0-2. A big swing and a miss from the man who started this inning with a homer, Cade Walter.
Well, it's the man who you didn't want to see up for the big train, but Hopper doing a good job showing him 2 fastballs that did get the zone.
Here comes the 0-2. Outside, he missed. So, fastball there after 2 inside. Can't give him a hittable one there, and well done by Hopper. Move back into that mentality after giving up a few runs here. 4 plated, 3 of which belong to Hopper. 2, excuse me. 1-2. Pitch misses a little outside, and Walter will have a 2-2. He already homered. We saw that one get deposited over the center field wall. What a strike on the lumber there. Could kind of tell that one had the distance as soon as it went off the bat.
It's not easy to hit home runs over that part of the ballpark.
It's a 30-foot wall in center. Technically, it's, I believe, 365 or 370 out there dead to center, but you have to hit a ball about 400 feet to get it over. Shortest home run we saw at the wall was 494 by Ryan Foscolo. That was actually on Monday. 3-2, he missed. Another run plated for Onley. The Cropdusters well in gear, as now the lead is 7. Gramercy will have a brief conversation with his pitcher Hopper, as things are real rough right now.
Just no solution from the mound so far. Big Train at this point probably thinking of just preserving their guys if they can for what will be the series deciding match tomorrow night in Onley.
That will be at 6 p.m. on this radio broadcast, or you can catch it elsewhere on the Onley Cropduster stream with video. So, it is a single .1 inning for Hopper, but he will be done tonight. They will go to the bullpen. Looks like it'll be Terry Kaler, the left-hander out, committed to Ypsilanti in Eastern Michigan. Hello and welcome back. It's Terry Kaler, the left-hander on the mound, and I'll take this brief moment. Big Train down 12-5. Looks like Game 3 might be a little out of reach. 2 might be a little out of reach for them, as they will reach into Game 3 if they want to win this series. Say a bit of a thank you, as this is probably this is one of my last 2 innings here on the Big Train Baseball Network. I'll be off tomorrow, and I appreciate you guys very much for having me all season. It's been a very fun ride as the Big Train have made their way all the way to the hopefully another championship. try and stay as neutral as I can, but I'm very partial to people who let me broadcast for them and the people around me who do such a great job. But big thank you to Becca, to Zach beside me, and everybody who made this season possible. This was a very fun opportunity, getting to do the All-Star game and all of that. But Game 3, looking on deck as Terry Kaler comes in the game. Hopper's final line is an inning pitch, a third of an inning pitch, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, and 3 walks. Not the stop they were hoping for.
Well, we're grateful to have had you, Carson, with us this big train season. It's been quite an adventure. It's not over yet, as there's still a Game 3 to play. The big train don't have a solution. Terry Kaler coming in to get a final out of this inning. Still the top and bottom of the 9th to play.
Kaler struggled in his few appearances this season. Saw some less frequent appearances in July. Lefty has been an innings eater when they've needed him down a lot of runs. 14-9 the hit total, which is telling you everything you need to know about how much Onley is walking, how little Bethesda is with a 12-5 lead. Not too many more hits, only 5, but has made such a huge impact as Dylan Melton will be on for the second time. He flew out as, Kaler misses inside nearly into the dome piece.
Just dives out of the way of that one in time.
The 1-0. Dig not made by Gramesty. It gets away, and the Cropdusters have 13. Wild pitch offense as Kaler unable to get that one over the plate. It's been a lovely season today. The kind of capstone for me. Tomorrow will be Zach and our writer, Sean McAvoy, guiding you through Game 3. One of the biggest in history we can remember with how much of a rivalry we've got here. The transit rivalry, I've been calling it. Trains and planes will go to Game 3, it looks like. It's just been a beautiful season for Bethesda and for Onley. Onley does not lose 2 in a row too often. As the 3-0 is over the head of Melton, he walks also the wild pitch. So actually got out of play as well. So anyway, they score. Runners at the corners, and it's 14-5.
Second baseman, number 24, Ryan Boma.
Kaler has come in and struggled a lot with his control. Maybe he wasn't entirely sure he was going to be used in this game. The way it got kind of out of hand, and so Kaler is the man chosen. Unable to really find strike zone so far, and just Big Train needs something to take them out of this one.
First pitch from Kaler's a strike to Ryan Boomer. Last time up he walked. Boomer, one of the big bats tonight. He tripled last time up, I apologize. One of the big bats tonight, he's tripled twice. 0-1, ground ball to Brennan Wright. Over to first, and that is the final out they needed. 7 runs by the Cropdusters, which was how many they had at the beginning of the inning. 14-5. We'll be right back. Bottom 8. center fielder Will Hack will have the plate, down 9. We've seen not many crazier things happen, but it would be one of the greatest nights in this league's history. Tomorrow will either way be one of them. Game 3 against two bitter rivals. The only Cropdusters in the big train tonight. It goes the way of Onley. Very similar result to Monday's game in the opposite way for Bethesda. Great start from the two first pitchers out of Onley's bullpen. Kept them at 5, and then 7 turned into 14 after 7 in the 8th. Good pitch on the low portion of the zone, a 1-1. Jones will try and get through the rest of tonight without anybody needed, as there is another man warming. He's at the end of his pitch count. They're just going to try to keep it slow. 1-1. Efficiency is going to be a big key here. Not sure we'll get too many base runners, just purely on the pitch count as the 1-1 gets by Hack.
Big Train feeling the pressure to swing hard. Hack down the count 1-2.
Up the middle and a base hit for Will Hack. It's not 9 runs, but it's a start. So a single with TJ Gramesty now to the plate in this 8th inning as, wow, it has been a night all around. Gramesty has kind of silently been at the top of this lineup, which has struggled for Bethesda with bases loaded. They single-handedly have stranded 6 runners. Outside. First pitch from Ben Jones, who is kind of tailing towards the end of his day today with a pretty high pitch count. He's been in the game since the 4th, got the final out there, and this is now his totality 4th inning of work. He's at 3.1 right now.
Well, there's only one way to start a comeback, and that's to get guys on. Well, Hack does that well. Gramesty looking to follow.
Big swing and a miss. 2-1 the count now as Gramesty swung an outside fastball on the 2-0. Fans still in this ball game, which I can appreciate. Just want to cause as much chaos as possible. 2-1 ground ball left side. The goal now is to get into the bullpen and try and cave it for tomorrow's game. If you get maybe just one more arm out of the bullpen and make it kind of threatening, maybe you get 4 runs across here, you at least get through another arm and you get to a situation where you have tomorrow. With one less bullpen arm, the Cropdusters can choose from the best of their crop they'd be hoping for, and it may be forced to come out early in a situation.
Yeah,
Very rarely. Oh, excuse me.
You do what you can to stop the momentum, at least. Can sometimes carry over into a game.
So one of the league leaders in hit by pitch is struck again. Haven't seen it in some time, but TJ Gramesty, the unlucky beneficiary of a lot of free passes to first. That is his 12th hit by pitch of the year. That is a lot of them. That is towards the record for Bethesda, which I believe is 19, the most in franchise history. I mean, that's when they played 60 games a season. If he had played 60 games, he'd probably beat that by about 10.
Not the stat category you want to be known for, as it leaves a lot of bruises.
Honestly, I think the type of mentality that Gramesty brings is, you know what, like, he doesn't care how he gets on. Like, look, I'm going to eat that. I'm going to stay in there, and I'm going to give this team a jolt. 1-0 to Brennan Wright. 1 for 3 today. Way outside breaking ball from Jones as they're just trying to see if they can ride it out with him.
Jones trying to grit his way through this, not able to find too many pitches. There will be a visit for him.
That'll be it for Jones. Second mound visit of the night will do it. Adam Leader, who's led his squad all the way back, will make a call to the bullpen for what will likely be the final time. We'll be right back in just a moment.
It'll be the Hershey, Pennsylvania native, Clark Green, out of the bullpen. 32 wearing now. I think he switched at some point in the season. Have that written down. Not sure that's even right. Team high wild pitch count at 4, which for some of the wild pitch counts in this league is fairly low. He's been good regardless. 322 BAA batting average against, but he has not walked a lot of guys, and honestly not a lot of innings of work for him to build that off of a few bad ones. 15 innings pitched. A lot of them have been better than what that batting average against scores. Noticeably about him, as we talk ERAs and all that, his favorite athlete is Derek Jeter, which I find really interesting as a pitcher. I feel like that's like a kid who grows up playing a striker in soccer, and his favorite player is a goalkeeper, or a center growing up in hockey whose favorite player was Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing there is sometimes you got to admire what you have to face up against. You know it well because it's your competition.
Not sure why I'm going to say this to Seahawks fans, but Malcolm Butler's favorite quarterback was probably Russell Wilson. They had their Super Bowl last year. I feel like I can poke a little fun, but Brennan Wright, he was in a 2-0 count, and then they just pulled Jones. So a weird one where I believe they'll inherit a full count. No, Brennan Wright will have a 0-0 count. 0-0 count, excuse me. Watching too much soccer. First pitch outside. Pitch in there for strike 1. Count is, actually, I believe it might be 3-1. It is 3-1, excuse me. They did take him out with 2 pitches. Didn't trust myself. That was weird. First time we've seen it happen all year, and a 2-1 count for Green, but he does just walk him because he inherited 2 balls.
Feels out of reach for the big train, but with a home run here, it could feel a whole lot closer. Bases loaded now, and the big man up, Emilio Gonzalez.
Deficit would be 6 if they can go deep here in Gonzalez. We've seen him do it already at this ballpark. To dead center. First pitch outside. If you're going to make a comeback, it's going to start here, and it's going to start likely with a big fly. We have seen crazier things happen this season even. And Gonzalez did not step in the box. He wanted to make sure that was pointed out as he'd come set on the mound before Gonzalez had stepped in, which is not allowed per the pitch clock. 1-0. Pitch in there, strike 1. 1-1 count to the big hitter Gonzalez. He's the best bat on the left side of the plate in Big Train history, no doubt. 2 for 4 tonight. 2 for 3, excuse me, a walk. RBI double in the second, single in the fifth. He's got over 100 RBIs in his Big Train career. He reached that moniker against the Grays at home earlier this year. Now the 1-2 as Green looks to end the threat. Tattooed down the line, a robbery. DeMelton thinks he has it. It's not in his glove. What a play from the second baseman as Gonzalez' little leap at the end to maybe help him. Booma gets the out regardless. Melton was playing as if he had it. He couldn't figure out why Wright had continued to run to second.
Well, funny there. He was fully convinced that the ball was in his glove.
Well done by Booma there.
Yeah, batting for the big train. Does right fielder. Number 37.
It just pops out, and he never notices it. That's not what they mean quite by fake it till you make it, but 14-6, an RBI ground out is the second of the night for Gonzalez, as it'll be Zach Malvazio, already a home run in this series. Surely in the race for most outstanding hitter in the season, as that one's in there for a strike. 0-1 count.
Would assume the only real competition for it might be his teammates. Emilio Gonzalez always part of that conversation.
Playoffs do factor into it. 0-1. Pitch in there for a strike. As everybody gets to the playoffs, everybody has a chance to make their name known, but it's kind of playoff averages taken into consideration as juxtaposed to regular season, I would guess. 0-2. Here comes another pitch, and that one just missed. Not sure where, but a ball nonetheless. Somebody chirping the bat boy of Onley there. 1-2. I believe it was his friend. That one misses low and away. 2-2 count for the arm of Green. Hershey, PA native. Trying to have a sweet ending to this. Keep it without a scare. Still a pretty long way from a scare, especially after that one. Swing and a miss from Malvazio. Another strikeout, and Logan Panetta is drawn to the plate. Breaking ball hits Panetta on the first pitch, and Green will have bases loaded.
It's a painful way to get yourself to first, especially with such a big lead. But Foscolo, the second big train player to step up to the plate with bases loaded.
Gramesty is on third, second for right. All of you the hit by pitch or walk.
Green able to get out the two biggest hitters in the big train lineup.
Pitch missed. Malvazio and Gonzalez. Pitch in there. Getting a little late tonight. 10:07. 3.5-hour ball game yesterday into the 7th inning, as ended up being about 4. 0-2 is now coming after Foscolo lines that one down the line. Foul. Oh, 2. Foscolo trying to keep the hope alive in this inning. Ground ball left side, pretty routine for Gosden. That's out number 3. Top of the 9th looming. A chance for both sides to add on. We'll be right back on the Big Train Baseball Network in the 9th.
The Cropdusters 14, Big Train 6.
Well, Zach, if you ask me how this game went, I would call it a close one. I don't really know how to describe it other than there were 7 innings of competitive baseball, 6 innings of competitive baseball played, and then things kind of unraveled in the 7th for Bethesda. It is 14-6 on the Big Train Baseball Network, as we almost surely will have Game 2 tomorrow. Wow, Game 3 tomorrow. Tonight is Game 2. It'll be the second game of the series in Onley, as Maximus Waring will pinch hit. He will replace Kata Heron.
It's a tough spot in summer ball where sometimes the end of the season leaves you pretty depleted in the bullpen. Seemed to be the case a little bit tonight, where the Big Train Capuano giving lots of good innings, but obviously not able to finish the game as he came in quite early from Hoagland, who started the game.
Hopper was on 3 days rest after 4 innings pitched. It's not exactly something you want to do to a reliever, and he just didn't seem to be able to find the zone. Kaler, his replacement, nails Waring, and he'll be on as Andrew Duncan will come to the plate, and he had pretty 2 big hits since that game. Pretty silent. He has been like Jeff Teague, a witness. That's a crazy nickname for Jeff Teague, who has seen just about everything that has ever happened in the last 2 decades of basketball while he was on the floor.
Very true.
Pitch missing. One 0 count. Kaler lefty delivering. Southpaw can't get there.
Energy deflated at the ballpark, but Train fans, remember, it is not over. There's one more game of this series left.
2-0. I won't be there, but it'll be Sean McAvoy as well as Zach Lubis, who's on my left tonight, guiding you through the action and only at First Responder Field. Sure to be a real fun one. 3-0, tattooed down the line, foul. I think we have seen such a good season before us that when a blowout like this happens, it's a little depleting because it feels like it's over. You don't really see it too often with as talented as Bethesda is. Walter into a 3-1 count now. That one misses, and another walk. So Duncan is aboard, and lead is 8. If 4 runs are played at this inning, the game will just automatically end. Difficulties from the man on the mound, Kaler, as it's David Hernandez, the third baseman, to come up tonight. I guess we'll take the time to do it. What is your favorite Big Train moment of the season, Zach, as we sit here with another one plated to us?
I think we'd have to go to the Cal Johnson walk-off homer on Father's Day. Dad and family came to the ballpark to watch the game that night, as we are local. And just a fun moment. It was an incredible atmosphere at the ballpark and really big moment to end that game.
1-0, pitch misses.
You have a favorite moment, Carson?
For me, it's hard to say anything other than I think the favorite thing I saw, and this is pretty bad to say because I am technically the Big Train broadcaster, was Pettis going 8. It is so rare to see a ground baller do that. It is so rare to do as well as he did in a baseball game there, and I think it's a moment of excellence that Pettis has not had a lot of that I think I will definitely be tuning into Georgia State games. But using that as a pad to try and remember what my favorite moment was during the season, I think it was the back-to-back 5-1 comebacks, or 6-1 comebacks, excuse me, Bethesda pulled off in away games at Onley and at Silver Spring in back-to-back nights. Had a lot of fun moments. Gray's game at the end of the year was an interesting one where we did lose, but the feeling of coming back down 8 was one that's hard to beat and one that you shouldn't forget. Is that one's a walk. The game-ending run is up to the plate as Giuseppe Salvatore has the dish.
They're going to call an offensive mound visit.
An interesting call here, obviously. Game's kind of gone. Lots of.
I want to give some time, I think, to give someone else the opportunity to hit. As it will be a pinch hitter, excuse me. That's what they were getting after. Potentially. It is still David Hernandez on first, but they gave him some time to get some stuff going. But they will be pinch hitting. Looks like Jimmy Bell, the catcher out of Campbell University. He's a Camel, St. Thomas, Pennsylvania native.
Pinch hitting for the Cropdusters, number 22, Jimmy Bell.
Bell not even getting time to warm up there. Gets one swing, and he's ready to go.
It's not on deck. They will have Brian Scott still in the lead or in the reverse leadoff. That one gets away from Gramasty, and that's the first run plated in the inning, 15-5. Now, this one does feel as if it's already over, but more runs piled on by Onley, as now the game-ending run a little closer, technically, in terms of, I guess, the total run deficit, 15-6. The game-ending run is at the plate, as Giuseppe Salvatore is pinch hit for by Bell. 1-0. Bell, first pitch he saw all season, he took deep. 757 OPS during the regular season. Pretty cool. Excuse me, a 906 OPS. That was not calculated right at all on my sheet. That's a swing and a miss. Down goes Bell on the strikeout. Kaler has the first out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 3, Brian
Kaler
Scott.
needed to find some results from somewhere. Does a good job kind of digging in. Obviously hard to find your focus in a game that feels like it's already over, but still outs to get for Kaler.
Big swing and miss from Walter. Or from Scott, excuse me. I was trying to talk about Cade Walter. If we were to give anybody the player of the game tonight, it'd surely be him. Tonight he had himself a 2-for-3 day, 2 walks, 3 RBIs. It's been a joint effort from this Cropduster side to really put the nail in the coffin of game 2 in that 7th inning and onward.
I mentioned earlier he came back specifically to play this big train. Didn't have the greatest of nights last night, made up for it tonight.
7 individual bats with an RBI in the Cropduster lineup. Cade Walter led them with 3, Duncan 2, Scott also with 2, and then at the plate, it's down 1-2 count. Gosden, Hernandez, Mountain, Ahern, and just Ahern, excuse me, all had 1. 1-2 is outside. Maximus Waring was the one who scored on that wild pitch in the last at-bat. It's good pitching as well from their side. Ben Jones and Ross Lindsay each gave up 3 walks and just about 3.1 innings pitched. Jones likely will be done. Or Jones is done, excuse me. Harris will likely come back out, as that one is swing and a miss. Harris is the name of the previous reliever who was wearing 32. Clark Green will come back out. I may have that backwards. We'll take a brief check on that. It is Clark Green on the mound. First pitch in there after the strikeout from Brian Scott. He goes down for the second strikeout of the inning for the man on the mound, Kaler, in this top 9. Gosden could be the last bat. Only sees 0-2 count. Gosden in a hole as he tries to strike out the side. Trying to just leave here with some essence of hope. 0-2. Outside.
Well, I think something that can play a big factor in a game following a game like this is if you manage to get just a little bit momentum in the game before. We kind of saw that in the Senator series.
Ground ball up the middle, collected by Coleman, throw to first. Good dig by Gonzalez. That's out number 3. 15-6, they extend their lead by 1 on the Big Train Baseball Network. We'll be back in just a moment. So it is 15-6, only just 3 outs away and a couple runs from clinching themselves into Game 3. A fantastic effort from the bats. Cade Walter, surely the player of the night. A solo shot in the 8th got things off the rails as they took Bethesda to a pretty good offensive shout from them. They wanted to win this game. They want to beat Bethesda. It is the end goal of the season for them to win the championship for the first time. Bethesda will have a shot at 13 tomorrow, but it seems like this game is just in the bag, Zach.
Well, it was personal for the Cropdusters after getting beat at their place yesterday, and they did it in a pretty calm manner throughout most of this game. Been very clinical in their dismantling of the Big Train today.
0-1's ground to the right side, and a base hit for Coleman. Well swung on, and the line will move on a little bit more as Coleman, who has had a great playoffs and just a great season overall, in short notice for Bethesda. It's a ground ball as Parker Corbin, who has not been too often in this lineup, comes up. First playoff appearance in the 4th game.
Corbin played last season at Maryland, is now committed to Akron.
First pitch in there. He's highly selective on his pitches he sees. He will not often swing at anything that is not a 2-strike pitch. That's an 0-1 he swings on and fouls backwards quickly into an 0-2 hole.
Kind of a unique situation here. Pinch hitting down. 9 runs.
Pitch misses on the inside corner. A 1-2 to Corbin. Three-and-a-half-hour ball game, a little bit different than yesterday's 3.5-hour ball game. Line down the left side, foul. Yesterday, a grind as Bethesda tried to cling on for dear life, ultimately unsuccessful in regular time as extra innings. They got a shot to win it.
Well, no matter what the outcome here, this is the final game for the Big Train home at Shirley Povich. Thank anyone who came to watch a game and support the team this season.
1-2. Ground ball right side, it's foul.
Historic ballpark, kind of a ballpark museum here, honoring lots of legends of the game, and been a great place to watch baseball and be around as a community and a baseball team this summer.
1-2. Green trying to just work through the end of tonight. So hanging breaking ball, ground ball to Melton. He gets the out at first and a poor throw to second. On his way to third is Coleman. He'll be there safe. Definitely could have beat him with that throw, as that one is on the infield. Coleman not expecting them to miss 2 throws in the very small span of 10 seconds. Stayed at for third.
Cropdusters defense a little bit checked out on that play. Obviously, it would take a lot of runs for this to have any impact on the result of this game. Will Hack up now for the big train.
Hack, some hits tonight, some RBIs. Good night as first pitch in there for a strike. Not good enough for the situation they are in. Bethesda pitching has not been too stalwart. The 0-1. Lined into right, and Hack has another. A base hit, keeps it alive, and it's 15-7.
Gotta admire the big train not being willing to go out without putting up some sort of fight. Still staying competitive in this. Every player that's seeing the plate, matters to them to put forth their best performances anytime they enter a game.
Well, the big thing I think for Gagan here is now if you keep getting hits, you keep forcing Green out of this, tomorrow's ball game is affected by today. If you can maybe bring within 9, keep the hits going, you can maybe find a way to keep things difficult for tomorrow, as that's the second out of the inning. An out away for Onley to clinch Game 3 and an opportunity at home to win it all for themselves. An opportunity for the big train to be total villains in a ballpark we know is going to give, if you don't have any energy tomorrow, you will have it at that stadium. They will make sure you have all the reason to fuel your fire for Bethesda and for Onley. After a call that doesn't go their way last night, they have come into Bethesda and battered them. Foul down the line from Wright. All-star last season and this year. One of the best hitters in the big train this season as well, as a first-team All-Cal Ripken League honors last year. Maybe not getting it this year with a lot of weirdly good second basemen, such as Crease Jr. and Robert Kelly, both on the same team, I might note. The 0-1 from Green, trying to shut the door. Foul backwards again, and the count now 0-2. Down to the final strike. Only on the ropes have done a fantastic job.
Complete performance from Onley. Kept a competitive early big train, and Only just coming through and just outplaying Bethesda in the 7th inning.
Green will set after the miss. 1-2, crowd getting into it. It's the Only fans. Lined into left, bobbled by the third baseman. He'll try and make the throw anyway. He will not. Another runner aboard, and chaos ensuing as Bethesda tries to just knock down the bullpen a little bit further, as Emilio Gonzalez has a chance to make this a 5-run ball game.
Well, the big train haven't counted themselves out yet, and maybe just looking to put a little fear behind the eyes of the Cropdusters, who are feeling good right now, but need to remember, game is never over until it's over.
First pitch to Gonzalez. Fouled backwards. They're struggling with Green's fastball. 6'3" arm is pretty lanky, but he's got more velo on it than any Duster pitcher tonight. Oh, 1. Missed inside. Counts now 1-1 for number 46, who's just had such a career with Bethesda. Without a doubt, the best left-handed hitter in league
history, maybe. Definitely in team history. The 1-1 is hit in the air to center. Walter is under it. And we will see you tomorrow at 6. The Onley Cropdusters, a shellacking 15-7 as they blow by the big train, derailing the championship now to 3 games. What a job. As we head to First Responder Field tomorrow, it will be a real fight. Whoever wants it more will get it in Onley tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Carson Cass with Zach Lewis. Thank you very much for this season. That will be all in Bethesda tonight.